Welcome into the Cam and Strick podcast, episode number 132. Cam, can you count that high?
Man, I'm fucking concussed, dude. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't been concussed in a while. I'm concussed. I feel I have a headache. I'm spinny and I don't like it. I look like you looked whenever I rocked you the other day. I hit my fucking head so hard on this lamp, this light that hangs down in my basement with running around the animals. And I wasn't paying attention, Andy. I hit this damn thing so hard, it buckled me. I got buckled. And I'm like, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I have a fucking headache still. This is 2 days ago. I'm concussed.
Ooh, well, now you know how it feels. You know, it's so funny, man, because karma's a bitch.
It is.
I mean, karma will get you because what you did to me was probably I really haven't been violated too many times in my life. Honestly, that was maybe the most violated that I've been. That was so uncalled for. It was so wrong. I mean, people ask me all the time.
We don't need to get back into what but
people see me on the street. They recognize
they worry.
Cam, okay?
They worry.
They come up to me. Okay.
They give you a hand on the shoulder. Like, are you okay, sir?
And they don't say, hey, what do you think? Who do you like in the Stanley Cup final? They don't say how Blay is doing. They don't say what's going on with Ty. How's his skating coming along? They say, how's your head?
How's your head?
Yeah.
That's all people care about. They're Andy's on TV. He's doing it. Sometimes his eyes get a little like hazy. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Here it comes again. He's spinning again. You brought up karma. Let me tell you, karma is 1,000% true, at least in my life. It always happens. I fucked up when I was young. I got kicked in the ass later on. I was fucking not, with girlfriends, this and that. You could tell back, it fucking kicked me in the ass later on in life. You dabble in this, that, and the other. It catches up with you. You do shit like that. Like, honestly, though, because it was kind of gutless what I did. I was just trying to joke, but like, I'm going to get concussed. Like, that's how my life is. So you said, you bring up karma. You are 100% right. It took like 2-3 weeks, but you got me back. You didn't do anything. You didn't have to, because my life will always even itself out. And now I'm spinning.
Well, there you go. And what do you mean by my eyes looking a little hazy? Like, what do you?
Well, I don't know. That was that green thing that the camera had in your eye that one time. And I thought I was like, oh boy, his eyes are fading again. It's coming back. It's coming back. But no, the lighting from Bally Sports was kind of funky. You look like Cyclops. It was all good.
Well, no, it's the lighting inside the building.
Yeah, the Enterprise light. You had green eyes.
The Enterprise light, the reflection. But I haven't been wearing my glasses on
camera. You look good.
Because of that, Cam.
You look good. I didn't want you to do TV with me the other day because I haven't upgraded my outfits. And so thank God JR went on there because he doesn't know how to dress. He doesn't know how to dress. So I'm like, I'm glad Andy's not here because Andy just dresses perfect. He's not overweight. My stomach was hanging out on the seat. I looked fat as fuck. Like, it just didn't look good. And then I'm like, JR's right there. So I looked, it balanced itself out a little bit, but you would have made me look like an ass. I'm kind of glad you weren't there.
Well, in a couple of different ways, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, not just through the dress.
Yeah. You would have corrected me on some shit too.
I would have corrected you on some things. Yeah.
I had to correct Brody, our engineer. It's been long sleepless nights in the Jansen household with these two. And that's fine. Don't feel sorry for me. They're cute. And every time I post something on Instagram or something, it's the cutest thing in the world. It's just like, it's not always like that. That's what people in their relationships take pictures all the time. And I'm like, you fucking hate each other. Like you guys live in separate, you don't even sleep in the same bed. You guys hate each other.
Your life is so perfect.
Your life's like, no, it's not. You fucking hate each other. And I know that for a fact, but so that's how it is with the pups. But anyway, so I'm fucking concussed. I'm not sleeping. And then the other night, and you know how sensitive I am with Lou Lamorello. I'm sensitive with him. He's giving me some phone calls with a couple of podcasts. He slapped me around a little bit, and I scared to death. So I'm always just kind of on edge. So Brody puts out a Twitter thing of Lou dressed as a woman. And I go, what? I go, what the fuck is this? He looked like nothing wrong with it, a transgender man or woman, whatever you want to call it. And I go, I don't get it. I go, and he tagged the Islanders. I'm like freaking out. I go, I don't understand it. He goes, it's a meme. I go, I don't give a shit. What do you mean a meme?
What's a meme?
What's a meme mean? What does that mean? Meme. What does it mean?
You think Lou knows what a meme is?
Well, no,
Okay.
but the guys that work for the Islanders are always looking for, who knows, you're tagged in like, well, Cam posted you with a, because I think it's from me probably, because they don't think we have an engineer. Everybody thinks it's us doing it, which is not, but Brody does an awesome job. I don't mean to, but it freaked me out so fucking bad. So you were probably chilling, and I texted him 50 times in a row. I go, what is this? Get it off now. Now, in an overall sense, I think it's kind of funny if you tie it to whatever it's tied to. I didn't understand it. I lost even more sleep, and I think that also gave me a second concussion.
Okay, so first off, you got to explain what it is. Like, it was a woman with purple hair with Lou's face. Okay.
Yes.
Now,
it's.
Let me set the scene.
God.
Because I'm in studio. The game literally just ended. Okay, you're pouring your first cocktail basically like 5 minutes after. I'm seeing your text messages, but I'm surrounded by 5 or 6 different people. You call me. I'm like, I can't answer the phone right now. I'm in studio. You're gonna go crazy. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah. Good. Don't ever do that, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. I mean, better by now.
And I knew you were panicking. Plus, it's Saturday night, so the chances of like the over under for you in terms of beers by that time, Cam.
It's not good. It's not
probably
good.
What? Where are we at? 20, 25?
I think Kate and I started early. I think we started early that day. Yeah, it's up there. Yeah, I'm an animal though. Okay, I just stick with beer. So just remember that. So I'm not that way.
I know. So 20, 25, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is not good. Like, I don't know what's going on. And Brody, Brody's like a millennial. Like, he understands things that you don't get. Yep. So I kind of trust what he's putting out there, that it's not like crossing the line and like people might think it's funny, or it's like a character from like a movie or a TV show or something that's been on social media that I've never seen before. Okay. Yeah. But it just like fits and it makes sense. But you listen, I thought of you the other day too, because I was talking to a mutual friend of ours. I don't want to say who, but he tells me that Derek Brassard, I guess when Brassard was playing for the Islanders, I don't even know which team he was playing for. He lived next door to Lou Lamoriello, like right next door. And Lou would call him every night at 6:00 and say to Derek Brassard, what do you want for dinner tonight? And I'm like, what? Would he eat dinner with Lou every night? He's like, no, but Lou would buy him dinner and just have it delivered to his house.
Really? Where was this at? Island?
It must be. Bro, look that up and send me and tell me if
okay,
Lou.
But that's pretty cool. That's something that he would do. Don't get me wrong. Like Lou's, he's just fucking. He's a kind man. Is he nice with his business? He's a fucking bulldog son of a bitch. We all know that. He doesn't take shit from anybody. Toughest guy I've ever met. But he's a kind person. Like he will do things for your family. Like he loves my parents. Like he just will take care of you. He brings people in that maybe have a tough childhood. And they're like, no, you're coming with me and I'm going to get you. You're going to be supported. I'm going to believe in you, but you have to fucking be on my game plan. And he just does that. And a lot of GMs don't even touch shit like that. So and I'm usually up to date on what's going on Twitter. I'm always up. You got radio shows to do, Andy. We got shit. We have interviews all fucking day. You got to know what's going on. I've never seen a meme like that before. And Lou looked like a woman, and it freaked me the fuck out. It's just sensitive. That's a sensitive thing. I'm like, what?
So did you call Brody? Did you ask him? You talked to him that night?
Yeah, but he didn't. He's like, it's a meme. What does that mean?
What does that
mean? It's a meme. He looks like a woman. I don't give a fuck what kind of meme is a meme. Fuck, what the fuck?
Hey,
I still don't know.
The Islanders are calling you today. Lou's not happy about that.
No, he's not. Oh, God, Andy. It's a nightmare because if I got that 201 number coming my way, I know it's him. I know it's his public, his whatever guy. And he's going to give the phone to Lou. And then it's just, there's some phone calls that you don't like.
PR guy. Oh, yeah.
PR guy.
That's calling.
He's calling. Yeah.
Let me just let you know they've already called me. Okay. I've already heard from them. I already know what's going on. I've taken care of it. You'll be hearing from somebody from the Islanders.
I had nothing to do with this. Now, the first time he got mad at me with the Spittin' Chicklets interview, I kind of get where he's coming from with that because I was kind of exaggerating like the cussing he was saying to me, kind of, but he didn't like that because he's. And so, look, people tell stories about Lou Brian Burke told a story the other day. Brian Burke has this thing, I don't know if you watch it on YouTube sometimes, where he has this like cartoon character, little 5-minute episodes of stories. You seen it's pretty cool. It's actually really clever. Me and you should fucking do that. By the way.
It's with my guy Jeff Merrick. And
Yeah,
I think
I like
everybody. Listen, let me just tell all the
Well, I'm in a story, but go ahead.
I know. Let me just say, everybody looks better when they're in cartoon form.
Oh.
Every story is better. Everybody's better looking.
Yeah,
you're funnier. You're way more entertaining. If we all lived in character form, the world would be in a much better place. I'll tell you that.
I wish I was always in our caricature. I love ours. It's just hard to put that thing on a fucking, shirt and shit. Anyway, look, he told a story about Lou punching out another guy and something like, I'm like, what? I'm like, I would never see him in any kind of controversy. Like, I'd never seen that. But when he was young and fucking on, because I had Grandpa Lou when he was just a dad and he was fucking hardcore. Like, that's the kind of shit he did. So I wonder if Brian Berkey got that call from Lou, because that was a pretty hardcore story, man.
And this is with my boy Jeff Merrick too. I think they're both.
Yeah, he's cool.
Forum, Jeff Merrick, Sportsnet. Yeah. Hold on now. So he punched somebody out.
Yeah, he's something to that effect, man. And I'm like, what? Like, it's like,
that's part of the problem. You don't even know the story. So what happened?
I know the gist of it, and that's the fucking gist of it. When we break it fucking down, I said he punched somebody, and that's what Brian Burke said, and I don't believe it. And that's why I'm like, whoa, like this crazy shit. So I didn't write the goddamn story. I didn't tell the story. I'm just relaying a portion of the story from what I can remember, and there was a punch involved in Lou.
All right, I keep forgetting to ask you, what was your reaction to TNT coming in the NHL from a broadcast standpoint? Because I keep hearing everybody being like, Charles Barkley needs to be on the NHL broadcast. I mean, is that where we're at? Like, do we need to get like a star from the
once NBA? In a while, maybe once in a while. Look,
NHL broadcast.
Andy, let's be honest. Charles and Shaq can say what the fuck they want. They can make fun of fat women in the studio right then and there. Like, they make fun of women. They make fun of everything, everybody, every race, everything. But those two can get away with it. If you get a couple of hockey, that's why they're so funny. They don't give a fuck. They talk about all kinds of shit. He just speaks his mind, and it's so refreshing. He chirps everybody. They can get away with that, Andy. You want to bring some hockey guys in to tell some stories? Fine, it'll be cool. You're going to have to edit it out. But those guys can get away with murder. Hockey guys, it's just not going to happen. It's just the way it is. Those guys are in a separate category. They can do what they want, and thank God for it, because it's healthy. But if you're going to try to replicate those two, you're going to have lawsuits out the wazoo, dude. You're going to have people, these sensitive fans, oh my God, they'll go crazy. So don't even think that way. Now, if you want Charles Barkley to come on and beat Charles Barkley, let's go. Have them chirp some of the guys. Maybe have a chirp fest back and forth, break a game down, be funny, be entertaining. I like that. But don't be stiff and don't try too hard, because you ain't them and you're never going to be.
No, that's the difference. I mean, like, inside the NBA is so successful because of who's on the show. It's not like you just recreate the show and it's going to be just as entertaining. Like, you better bring like the personalities with you.
No doubt. Just
and
be different.
Personalities like that. I mean,
no, it's not.
Some of the other like studio shows. I mean, there's other studio shows that cover the NBA. They're not nearly as entertaining as those guys. So I mean, it's about the people, man.
Andy, like, Keith Jones is unbelievable. He will break down anything. Now, does he entertain me? No. Now, do we already have that kind of sector where you have Patrick Sharp, who just looks beautiful, breaks game down, Stanley Cup winner, 3-time, whatever the case is? Great. You need to be able to teach the game. It's a hard game to learn, man. There's a lot of new people listening all the damn time. So that aspect has to be there. But fuck, Andy. You need to kind of go outside the box here. And there's so many funny, creative, hilarious hockey guys that still know the game. You have to find them. You have to put the right ones together, and you have to have a host that's willing to play ball too. Like, what's up, and tee them up here and there and figure out their groove and just fucking entertain. And when you need to break it down, break it down. But when you want to entertain, like, I want to laugh sometimes. Okay. Can we laugh at times? Or I want an argument from these two, and I want them to go at it. Not like crazy, like Charles Barkley said, but kind of. That's something you can do. You're not going to be that outgoing and the crazy one-liners that Barkley's going to do or whatever. But boy, oh boy, you could have two hockey guys that are both fucking think they're peacocks and they're the best, and let them fucking go toe-to-toe with each other. That would entertain me.
Yeah, I know, but you can't manufacture like the arguments either. Like, you can't have it be uncomfortable. Like, sometimes when two guys disagree, it's like entertaining, it's funny. when it's Milbury and Pierre Maguire, it's like uncomfortable. You just want to
well, don't get those two. They're old. I love Pierre.
You know what I'm saying?
We love Pierre Maguire, by the way.
We do.
He's so awesome. But you're right. You're right, Andy. You're right.
Like arguing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what about me and you arguing? Well, me and you argue all the goddamn time, and people absolutely love it. They absolutely we're hardcore. Like it's never be able to air. Like you can't. We're fucking hardcore. At least I am. But when we argue, people love that. They love the chirp. That's a big driving point of the show. But we chirp each other, man. It's like you actually do. I get rattled. You get rattled. It's natural. You can't. But you have Mike Milbury on there. He's not happy. He's just Mike Milbury. So when he's always mad. So it is uncomfortable all the time. Get a guy that could just be dynamic and all kinds of shit, that knows the game, that's well spoken, but is not afraid to chirp.
Yeah. I don't need to hear about sticks in the lane all the time. You know, listen.
Thank you.
There's something that I've always said about hockey. We're always so focused on teaching the game, and don't assume the entire audience is stupid all the time. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And number one, hockey is a sport where I always go back and forth with this. Like, do you focus on the fans you do have as opposed to trying to cater to the fans you don't have? I mean, just the fans, like hockey fans, especially, if they're gonna tune into like TBS or TNT, man, they're hockey fans. They're not.
Are they?
Not the first time they've ever watched the game. Now, listen, it's a new network. You never know. You're gonna have some new fans. There's no question.
I mean,
but just don't insult their intelligence and assume that everybody is just a novice or a rookie, or they have no clue about the game.
Yeah, don't bore us with that shit. There's a balance there, Andy.
Yes,
there's a balance. Like if a guy does something specific, like what like that's kind of confusing. Like break that damn thing down. But the little details of every little thing, like who gives a shit? Just cares. Move on. What's the next highlight? Is there a fight? Is there something big? Is there controversy that happened? How about the Wayne Simmons thing where half the media is like, oh God, I can't believe Simmons did that. That is so, I think somebody said that there is toxic masculinity or something. I heard of that from a tweet up. And
be careful, because that's coming from Corey Hirsch. Obviously he's been a spokesperson for the mental illness and all that, right? So whenever somebody's a spokesperson for mental illness, they come out and they say something. It's just like, it's very sensitive, man. You don't know how to react to that individual, where they're coming from, what they're trying to say. Like, I get it. Like he said toxic masculinity in terms of Wayne Simmons fighting a guy in Alex Edler, who has never fought apparently in his life or in his career. But you know what? They're on the same ice surface, man. I mean, it's a game. Like fighting's allowed. I mean, at some point in time, you may have to drop the gloves. Now, here's what I see in fights all the time, Cam. You can talk about this, because in the case of like Simmons and Edler, if he wanted to beat the shit out of Edler, he could have beaten the shit out of him, and he didn't, right?
He did. And he was trying to knock him out. I
don't know, man. Yeah, I felt like he could have really knocked him out if he wanted to.
And he was throwing bombs.
There was a fight a couple weeks ago with maybe a week ago with Zdeno Chara and somebody else. He could have killed that guy.
Same story.
He just kind of punched him in the back of the neck a little bit. Story. Half punches.
That was Matt Martin.
It was Matt Martin, too, who's a tough guy. And he could have absolutely destroyed him. So anyway, man, we see fights all the time where it's a mismatch like that. If a guy really wanted to kill somebody, they probably could.
Okay. Yeah, mental illness, dude. That's fuck. It's not, he's got mental illness, fine. But he said toxic masculinity. What is it? It had nothing to do with anything with mental illness. Nothing to do with anything. He said that toxic masculinity against other men. Don't you only use that term when it's around women? Like, what do you mean? The guy fucking Edler need the fuck out of Zach Hyman, who's one of their best players. He's playing unbelievable. It's like Oscar Sundqvist out there in the finals doing his thing. Like, they're the same kind of player. He sticks his goddamn knee out and knees the motherfucker. He's out for 3-4 weeks. And so Wayne Simmons, who's a top 6 forward, by the way, it's not me going after him. It's not fucking, Todd Fedoruk in his prime or Derek Bugard. It's Wayne Simmons, who plays, 18 minutes a night, who's on a power play, shit like that. Like, yeah. You got to pay the piper. You fucking need our guy. And you know who knew that? Edler. And he dropped the gloves. Edler understood what the fuck he needed to do. He's been thinking about it. He took a couple punches and they fell, and it's over. But then everybody's like, oh, this, that, and the other. So when I hear the toxic masculinity, hey, when I'm playing, I want to be as masculine as possible. Like as masculine as possible. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind. I don't understand that term. I don't get it. I get it in the workplace around women where a guy's coming in fucking. I get that. But on the goddamn hockey rink, come on.
I think you have some toxic masculinity actually going on.
I wish you had a little bit more. You would probably score more goals in alumni games.
It's like those car dealers, man, the salespeople. They've got the toxic masculinity. Like that's what I think. So I don't know exactly Corey Hirsch, man, he's made a living being around the game, playing the game. He was a goalie. Now he's a broadcaster, actually a pretty good analyst. Like,
yeah, he is.
Some stuff down. I like Corey, man. I know him pretty well these days here in St. Louis. And so I don't know what he was trying to say, but whatever. It is what it is. It's a hockey game. I'll just be interested, man, just kind of to circle back with all the new broadcasts, it's just the kind of new flavor, man. I'm excited to see what these two networks roll out. And if we're able to, kind of elevate the coverage based off of what we've seen the last several years. Yeah. One thing I will say about ESPN, though, I don't think we just have to you got to have some fresh faces. You got to have some new faces in there, some fresh blood, freshen it up. You want to make hockey cool. You got to, and you keep talking about how young the audience is, that, hockey trends younger than all these other sports. Then you got to put some people in there who are relatable to the younger audience. You know what I mean?
Andy, dude, thank you. Like, I like some of these old school cats, but I don't know, man. Like these young guys, like, who the fuck's this? What? Like, how have somebody that's flashy and loud and I don't know, that's smiling. I want people to smile, right? Why don't no one smiles? Like, fucking smile, dude. Like, be happy and like show me something that you love being there. No, it's just like no. Like, there just needs to be some sort of, I don't know, pizzazz. Like, let's go. Like dress flashy, like kind of be different. Who's different?
Mm-hmm. The play-by-play and like the color commentators, like that's one thing. You want to put people in there who are professional, who can do a good job. I'm just talking more like on the studio standpoint.
Me too, man.
You know what I mean? It's just like you can't go out there and say like, hey, the NHL trends younger than any other sport, and then all of a sudden have all this nostalgia and try to recreate what you did in the early 90s. Like none of those kids were watching back in the early 90s.
That's what I mean, man. Like they don't give a fuck. Can we just have a list of people and can I like pick out a couple for you? Put them together. Can I help you with this? And I'm not saying, I couldn't do anything. I do what I do, shit like that. Like I'm too much for that. I don't even want to do it, but there's some guys that we would know and they would never ask me anyway, but there's guys that if there was a list of dudes, me and you can go through that list and be like, let's try these three together. Let's put these three together. Like, I'll help you with that. See what they do. They got their groove. They're a little bit different. This is a little flashier. They all know each other. They all played against each other for years. Fucking let them go at it. Let's go. Hockey's be different.
I'll summarize it like this, man. Hockey's one of the weirdest sports because it has the coolest people involved in the game. Like players are cool. The people around the game are but it may be the nerdiest sport that's out there.
Man, dude. As far as like market and stuff like that, it kind of is. Like, look at NBA, dude.
How they make the players out to be like, I don't know, man. It's like
baseball's worse.
Jordan Bennington is like, he's like the edgiest player in the game, and he's like not even that edgy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. You're absolutely right. But I think baseball they don't market their players by look at Mike Trout. What color eyes does Mike Trout have? Like, what did you see? If you saw him somewhere, would you be like, that's Mike? You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know who he was. The only time I'd know who he was if he was at fucking Top Golf hitting it 500 yards. He might be one of the best players ever, Andy. Ever.
Okay, but here's the deal though, Cam. I don't feel bad for Mike. Like, it's not always up to the league to market everybody. You know what I'm saying? This guy makes hundreds of millions of dollars every year. He's got an agent. Go get him some deals. You don't think there's some big time companies that would want him to be the spokesperson?
Gives a fuck about the companies. I'm saying his face isn't everywhere in MLB.
He's got a microphone in front of his face every single day. Like, be a personality. If you want to be out there, be a personality. Be funny. Like, whatever. Yeah. Don't tell me it's because he's in California. Guy plays in the big leagues. He's the best player in the big leagues, man.
Well, you're making my point for me. Like the MLB, you need to do a better job. So you said the NHL's the nerdiest. MLB's pretty fucking nerdy too. When it comes to that, NFL, holy fuck, they just know what the fuck to do. They put the funny guys with this guy, this, that. They just know what they got guys fucking waiting in line that are so goddamn hilarious and smart and cool and handsome. They're just like, where the NHL is like, well, we'll just keep it simple.
Sometimes you are what you are. Like, you got a camera in front of your face every day. Like, he doesn't just scream personality.
No,
like, advantage is what I'm saying. Like, you want to be out there, you want to be loud, you want to be funny, you want to like be somebody off the field too, man. Take advantage of the opportunity you have. You got a camera in front of your face every single day. I mean,
no one's watching.
You're either boring or you're not. I don't know,
You know what? It's not up to him. I'm just saying the MLB. Like Mike Trout's, it's like a good Christian dude, man. He's not gonna do anything, but like I don't see any I don't know. Maybe I do see commercials of him. I don't know.
Hey, Derek Jeter played in New York. Like he wasn't like the most charismatic. Like, he was just perfect.
Dude, he was banging dime pieces every fucking night.
Yeah, no, but it's not like you saw him everywhere. I mean, like he played.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I saw Derek Jeter. I didn't give a fuck about baseball. I saw that son of a bitch everywhere you walked, even in goddamn Missouri, on papers, on this and that, storylines about him and models. And I mean, he never got in trouble either. So it wasn't even controversial. That guy's everywhere.
Okay, but what I'm saying is it wasn't like baseball just taking care of him. That was him. That's his personality. That's who he is. Mike Trout, man, he likes to do his thing. I don't know. He's just a boring person.
500 million boring person. 500 million.
It's up to listen, if you got a microphone and camera in front of your face every day, like, I mean, maybe like crack a smile every once in a while, tell a joke.
How about Connor McDavid? I said this the other day, dude. Like the guy scores 3 goals the other night. I mean, just fucking flying around. And just in the interview, he just looks so miserable. And that's not a big of a deal. I'm nitpicking, Andy. You know that, but we've talked about this before. It's like, say something funny or crack a fucking, doesn't have to be so goddamn serious. Maybe it was me and Carlo talking about this the other day. Like it's not that serious. Smile for the kids that love you. Smile, look happy. You look fucking miserable all the time.
But these guys, listen, they'll get some endorsement deals real quick. Gatorade and some of these, but their deals are in Canada. Like they're not in the U.S.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, right.
He's on commercials up in Canada. Like if you watch SportsCenter in Canada, you may see Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby. Listen, I will say this. I once had an NHL superstar. I won't say who it is, who told me this years ago. It's not the rest of the league's fault that the game's biggest star is a nerd. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's like that's just the luck that the NHL has. And I'm not calling Connor McDavid a nerd. I think they were talking about somebody else. Maybe.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
biggest star before him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what, Andy? Sometimes you have to be a nerd to be that good because that's all you fucking think about. Yeah.
I like Matthews. I like Marner. I like those guys, man.
How about Brady Kachuk? I mean, can I give you a little stats? Can I give you a little fucking stat boy? I'm a fucking stat boy. Oh God. Oh yeah. He's second in shots. He's second in the league in hits. He's fourth in PIMS. He's first in fights, and he's got 16 motherfucking goals.
Okay, I think he's first in shots, isn't he?
Oh, maybe.
I mean,
see, I fucked that up too. Whatever.
I think he's first in shots.
Whatever. Look at that. And he's loud.
You know who we're getting on the show, by the way? You know who I like? I like that coach, DJ Smith.
Shit, yeah. Windsor by fucking left heat.
Hey, and Brady's going to be the next captain. That's already determined behind the scenes, by the way. And I know some people are saying, hey, when are they going to name a captain? I heard an interview the other day with DJ Smith, and he's like, listen, they just felt like it was too early. Like the team wasn't very good. Like you don't want to – listen, it's one thing to have a young captain, but when the team is expected to be terrible, you don't really want to have a young captain. Like you don't need to be 20, 21 years old answering all the questions after every game when your team's losing 10 in a row, So they're just –
and you're pissed.
They've got the C sewn on his sweater, but it's tucked away into a closet. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring it out later on this offseason. But they're fun to watch, man. I like the Ottawa Senators. I told you that before the beginning of the season. That was my team.
I know you did. Because they don't give a shit. They know they're not good, so they go out there and just fucking bang away, and they hit, and there's fights all the time. Who's this? I like that Goodrow kid from fucking Tampa, dude. He's chasing everybody around. He's hit the one kid he chased around from Chicago, Schmaltz, I think it was, and Schmaltz like, you're not good enough for me. I'm not fighting. You're not good enough because Schmaltz apparently elbowed somebody or something. You're not good enough. You're not good enough or whatever because they're all mic'd up. And I'm like, fuck, if I had a nickel for every goddamn time I heard that. It's like Schmaltz, like, don't elbow somebody. He's not going to come after you. Like now he's going to try to fucking hit you every 2 seconds, dude. It's like if you do something stupid, somebody's going to try to fight you. It's just the way it is in hockey. And I don't want that to change.
I like it when the NHL's micing these players up. They had Marchand mic'd up recently too. He's like chirping. I don't know. So anyway, it's all good. All right, Aaron Voros on this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast. Like, you know what's funny is, Cam, like a few people said, hey, you should get this guy on. He's hilarious. He's like full of energy. And so I just like randomly call him. I'm like, hey, dude, come on the podcast. He's like, gas me up. I'm ready to go, whatever. And I had no idea you guys even played together, which is funny. Back in Albany back in the day. But Yeah, he's like one of these like rare cases. I think somebody told me the other day that he was traded after the trade deadline, like an American League deal, which never happens. But he's one of these guys, man. I've met several of them, Cam. I'm sure you have too. You may even fall in this category, although you played more than like 100 games. But some of these guys that play 100 games but have like 1,000 stories, man. It's like it's Aaron Voros, 100 games, 1,000 stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, I played three almost under 350, but I was up for 10 years. So my story's like it's there, man. And juniors and shit like that. So I just got to remember the goddamn thing. But he has stories, dude. He played in the Big Apple. I remember him. We were both rookies during the lockout year in 2004, and he was just so loud. He comes in so cocky. I mean, I talked about it, so cocky. All the older tough guys are like, "Fuck this kid." I swear to God, Scurley and some of the boys at the beginning were like, "What the fuck?" He'd hold poker games at his house, put his glasses on, and literally all these guys we'd all play, and all these older veterans are 30 years old. AV's like 22, and he's wearing his glasses, beating the shit out of everybody, making it rain. Here, going to older guys like, here's your tip. After taking like $1,000 from him, like throw him like a fuck. Oh my, I'm like, dude. And so he just had that pizzazz, like we talked about for a long time. He's got that long hair, good looking dude. And he gets put in the Big Apple, and he's a schmoozer, dude. He's a businessman. He's a businessman. He knows how to go and mingle and talk. And he made a good point in this. And this is actually a good point. He's like, fuck, I'm in New York City. All the married guys are going home with their kids. I got nothing to do. I'm going to go fucking make deals and meet people and shit like that and live a different life. That's exactly what I did in Jersey and in St. Louis, where you live too. The hockey guys aren't always going to do shit. So you meet buddies and you meet people and you meet CEOs, this, that, and the other. Andy, you know how to do that. You talk to people every goddamn day. That's what AV did, man. And now he's fucking racking it in with so many different companies. It's kind of mind-boggling. Like, I wouldn't even want to be that fucking busy, but he's got a lot of shit going on. He's a very interesting dude.
No, what he's saying is like all the boys would want to go out and hang out together after games. And he's like, why do I want to go hang out with a bunch of dudes who are just going to hang out together? We already spent all day together. He'd rather go to a club or a restaurant where there's a bunch of CEOs, man, that can enhance his life, that he can meet. And who knows, man, like, potentially even change his life. He's a guy who married a woman whose dad was a billionaire. Then he gets divorced, but he's like best friends with his former father-in-law, man, who's a billionaire. So it's like,
so did they marry?
Oh yeah, he got married, and the dad was the father-in-law was a billionaire, and then they got divorced, and he's still best friends with the father-in-law. Who's
did I ask him
best and all his stuff for him?
Did I ask him? Did he get a prenup on that? Did they make him get a prenup?
You didn't ask. I mean, again, you weren't prepared for the interview. You should have asked that question.
Andy, I'm always prepared for interviews. I didn't know that info. All the info you can't do research on his shit. What fucking research did you do on Aaron Voros? Well, you've heard somebody say that he's funny and he's got stories and I get his ass on. That's the research you did.
No, here's the research I did. What? He dated Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, I knew that.
She was like a wild lady. Yeah. He dated her, and then he's like in business with like Henrik Lundqvist, man. He and Henrik Lundqvist, Hank, King, they're like really good buddies, and they own a bunch of like restaurants together and stuff like that. So
yeah, we all knew that, Andy.
We can go in some like different directions with this guy. It's like so funny because some people want to talk about their hockey career, and we're like, okay, we didn't get you on to talk hockey. Like,
I beat your ass one time though, AV. You know that.
He was cool, man.
Yeah.
I want to keep in touch with this guy.
Yeah, he's fun.
He's an example of what I'm talking about around the NHL, man. There's guys like that who are hilarious, who are funny, who are doing things, who have great personality, and you'd never know it.
Can I say one thing before we go into the live read? Okay. So AV said he didn't want to hang out with the players and just go on his own. That's still kind of gutless to do when all the boys are going out. Now, if they go out, out
with the boys sometimes. I'm not saying every single game.
No, I know. I know, but that's not you. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying as a whole, because there's a young, you got to hang with the guys, man. Like that's your family at that point. You can't just be like, they'll fucking hate you if you just go do business deals while you're playing. Don't do that. But there's a balance to it. Summertime, stuff like that. There's balances to it. But you don't want to desert your buddies who you're playing with and to go mingle with other people. So you just got to balance that out. That's all. No, I'm with you. I had to say it.
All right, let's get to the interview, man. Aaron Voros is good. People are going to love this. And listen, we like to mix it up. And I even said to Cam, I said, we need an interview like this. It's time. We kind of go around. We kind of check off the boxes. What? He did fight a lot, man. I give people credit who fight. He didn't win a lot of his fights, but he did fight.
He showed up, dude.
You did.
Yeah, he was a warrior, man, and he was good. He was a good player, dude. And when I played with him, like he had a ton of goals. Like he'd go, awesome shot, could skate, cocky, hit you, fight. I'm like, this guy, big, he's good, man. He probably could have played a lot. He's probably making more money now than he did when he played.
Well, I asked him that question as part of my preparation. Well, he would play. He would actually play the power. People don't think about that. Like he played the power play, would score some nice goals. So
yeah, man.
Anyway, Aaron Voros, man, people are going to enjoy this. It's a fun interview.
Yeah.
Gets a little wild, gets a little crazy, tells some great stories. Brought to you by CarShield and CarShield.com. 800-857-2481, baby. Give him a call. Mention the promo code CAM. So embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Mention the word CAM. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
And you're going to save 10% though. So that's why I tell you that. So you can save a little bit of money. And you never know when something's going to go down in your car, your engine, whatever. Could be an alternator. Anything can go out. Computers, man, that's expensive stuff. And so now you're protected. You get your protection, short-term, long-term. You pick where you want it to go. They give you a rental car, man. Honestly, if it sounds too good to be true, that's only because it is.
Well, they're one of the best companies in the world, dude. I mean, seriously,
yes.
They are the real deal. They got the right people working. They got the right people at the right head honchos looking over that whole company. It's unbelievable when you walk in there and see how many people work there. You see the printers, Andy, that are like the size of my house. You see like it's just nonstop. They have to have that many printers because they're just printing out so many damn subscriptions or whatever the case is. They are all over the place and they love hockey. And we're glad that they're on board, man, because they're fun.
You know, speaking of your house, like I'm done with these Instagram pictures of your backyard. Like we get it. You're on a golf course. I see the grass. Can we see some pictures inside the house? Like, what's going on inside the house?
Oh, well, the whole basement's, I got my room right here. I put all the stuff in my studio room where I do my radio show so the dogs don't tear everything up. And we ordered furniture and it's just everything's backed the fuck up, man. It is so backed up. So I don't have that much going on because all our furniture's in the fucking like on the way, coming in June, coming in late May. Everybody's going through that problem, dude.
Can we see
anything else? You gonna chirp anything else? I mean, it's hard to chirp my house, Andy. It really, really is. You're not doing a very good job of it right now. Keep thinking, keep reaching. Anything else? Oh, stop sending beautiful fucking pictures. Beautiful pictures of your landscape and your little puppy dogs that are adorable. Stop doing that. I want you to send ugly pictures of shit. Is that what you want me to do, Andy?
I need to see the green bathroom. I need to see the kitchen. I need to know what's going on inside.
Kate gets in that tub. I'll have Kate in the tub. She'll look cute. We'll have the rose petals everywhere. We'll have candles lit. We'll have a bottle of champagne. I'll take a picture for you and I'll post it. And I'll get a lot of likes. And then what are you going to say?
I'm waiting. I want to.
And then what are you going to say?
Inside the house.
You know what? Like Andy, I work. All my buddies have been out to the house. We chill. We chill on the back deck. We hit balls. We'll go up to the clubhouse, hang out. Andy's a one motherfucker that just does not come out here, dude. He doesn't come out. He doesn't give a shit. It's always about him. I have everybody makes their way out here, has a great time. Andy's just like, nah, it's Franklin County. I haven't got to Franklin County. Good God. And then you chirp it. Then you chirp my shit. You haven't come out here and you chirp my shit. I've been to your house like 3 times.
You haven't been inside my new house.
No, it's the old house. You just moved too, but I've been by it. And it is quite lovely.
I need to see some pictures inside. I want to know what's going on inside. That's all I'm saying. I'm ready to see inside. Okay, I've seen the outside.
Beautiful. And it's beautiful inside too.
Stop.
Just doesn't have that much furniture. Like, sorry, I'll go buy a couch real quick and I'll put it somewhere for you.
Well, I don't care about the furniture. I just want to see what's going on the inside.
I'll show you. When we do a virtual tour again, I'll show you.
Well, let's do another one.
I will.
Absolutely. All right, keepithandsome.com. You guys know the website. Check that out. Get those bundles. You got the Andy bundle, the Cam bundle, and we support anti-bullying, Fight Ugly, Montreal Resource Center. Portion of the proceeds go back to support the Montreal Resource Center. So check that out. Keepithandsome.com. Get all those products and take care of it.
Hey man, we are committed to that anti-bullying case. I mean, honestly, and again, I always mention, I'm gonna say it one more time. It's not, you gotta, bullies are bad. We've been through it, Andy. I don't know how you haven't been bullied in your life, but I had it a little bit when I was young, man. So I started fucking going through my puberty and I started shit kicking everybody. So it didn't happen anymore. But I just stick up for myself. I got pissed on. Nowadays, I'd like it. Back then, I didn't. So I got pissed and I had to stick up for this kid. But then you realize the kid's fucking daddy was never there. Mom working all day, has no guidance. He's clueless. So you got to look at both aspects of things, guys, man. You really, really do. So we love that that Fight Ugly goes to that Montreal resource.
Yes. All right. Bellman.com, BEHLMANN.com, 2 N's. Talked to Dan Bellman the other day. Trying to work something out with him. Got a prominent athlete here in town, man, who wants to get hooked up.
Big dog.
Trying to work that out with Danny Boy, who's just got it going on, man. They are doing great out there. I love hearing that when like our sponsors are thriving and they're just having so much success, man. I just love hearing that.
Love him. Yes. Love another unbelievable company, by the way. They fucking sell the shit out of vehicles. They have every kind of vehicle you want. Andy, you love Escalades and all that shit. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you right now. I want that fucking Dodge diesel dually. Put the pups in the back. Go for a fucking camping trip with the wife. Pack that goddamn cooler. Do what the fuck you want. Put a kayak in the back. You could haul a boat with that damn thing, dude. That's the most shit-kicking truck going right now, man. That diesel engine will last a long time. Plus, Kevin Costner on Yellowstone looks like a shit kicker driving that bad boy too. So I'm him. I want to be him. I want one of them Dodge dualies.
Speaking of Yellowstone, like a guy just got mauled by a grizzly. You see that,
dude?
I know. And a lady in Durango, Colorado. Like I've spent a ton of time there, Dan, Cam, in Durango. Like it's it's Southwest Colorado, man. It's about a couple hours away from Telluride. It's an unbelievable spot.
Beautiful.
One of my favorite spots of Colorado. I love Southwest Colorado. It's incredible. San Juan National Forest down there. And a 39-year-old woman walking her dogs, man, got mauled by a black bear.
Oh, black bear too. They're not as aggressive.
No,
you're right.
But they had their little yearlings.
Can I ask a weird question? Was she on her period?
Well,
you know what I mean?
I mean, why are you even asking that question?
Because you know about that kind of stuff more than I do. And, yeah, you do. And but the point is, that's usually the case when women are menstruating. I believe that's the word. Yes, the bears could smell it and they go after them. It's happened up in Montana before too. So I'm not a fucking weirdo. I don't like talking about that but I had to ask that question because that is some sort of common denominator with bear attacks in women.
Really? It's very uncommon, actually, in Colorado. You don't see too many bear attacks.
Yeah, in Colorado, no, because it's black bears. But you go up, the brown bears are more aggressive and shit like that. But you go near cubbies, Andy, you go near their little cubbies, that mama bear gonna get you. She gonna get you.
They shot and killed that bear and the grizzly.
Oh, let me ask you this too.
It was getting aggressive.
Here's the deal up in fucking Yellowstone, all you rookies up there, which you go up there and you want to fucking hike and shit like that, you expect that. Like bears are out there, man. That's their territory. So if you have a bear attack coming at you and you kill that bear, you got to go to court like no other, dude. And that bear has to like directly attack you for you to be able to put it down. Mm-hmm. It's a weird thing, not a weird thing, but they have to protect those bears out there. So like the damn thing has to basically claw you before you fucking shoot it dead or you're going to jail.
Does the bear spray even work?
Oh,
like apparently they had the bear spray and I guess he wasn't able to get to it, but I think it does work.
Andy, you're fucking crazy if you think that. Maybe I'm not. Okay, let me say, I don't know, but if you're thinking I'm going to go cruise around the goddamn woods with fucking bear spray, you're crazy. You're crazy, dude.
So I'm planning a trip this summer to Montana, and I told my buddy, I'm like, and he's a guide. He does all this stuff out in the Grand Canyon, Colorado rivers, Southwest Utah, Southern Utah, all over the place, man, all over the southwestern part of the country. And he's pretty hardcore. And he tries to like show off when he's with me too. Like he wants to take me in the most desolate areas, like craziness. And it kind of freaks me out because he tries to like make a point and thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, you need to bring a gun with you.
He doesn't have a gun? He's unarmed?
He said he'll bring one.
He has a gun. He has a gun, dude. He's armed. Yeah. If he's a guide.
Well, there's not that many bears where he's at in Arizona, like Grand Canyon.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Never mind then. I thought he was up in Montana being a guide.
Southern Utah. No, he's not in Montana. We're going to meet in Montana.
Oh, Andy, you bring a gun no matter what. Fucking Arizona, goddamn Oklahoma. I don't give a shit. Although you'll try to shoot a tornado in Oklahoma. Like, I got it. Boom. Everybody, I'm here to save the day. Jesus Christ.
Put a cape on.
I'm going to shoot the tornado. Fucking. Hey, man, you know what a real life monster is? Like, seriously. A goddamn grizzly bear.
Yeah.
Jerry Sandusky.
Ooh.
and tornadoes. Those are real life monsters.
Yeah.
And crocodiles.
And crocodiles.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'd say crocodiles too.
Yeah.
They'll eat you.
Alligator. How about alligators down in goddamn hillbilly Florida, the hillbilly Amazon? They have snakes the size of fucking my house that just cruise around. Alligators there, just like like what the fuck?
You know, I've spent a lot of time in the wilderness, Cam. I mean, I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
No, you're not.
Survivor.
No, you're not.
And I can survive off the land. I know how to do all that. But the bears are a completely different animal, man. It kind of just scares me a little bit.
Yeah, dude. They're real life monsters, man.
So Bellman, and let me just say this, Cam. We've dealt with like other car people too. There really is nobody who's the same.
No.
This guy is like the best.
He's the easiest going. So easy to walk in there. Your wife can go buy a fucking car. I don't need to repeat what the fuck I say about the swinging dicks coming out.
You don't need bear spray when you walk in there.
Well, some places you do.
You do.
Some places you might as well bring a fucking gun in there because the fucking creeps are coming out like Pepe Le Pew. 10 fucking 6'4" Pepe Le Pew's coming at your wife like, ooh, I got her. That's Cam's girl. Fuck that. That doesn't happen at Bellman. Enough of that shit. You see the goddamn commercials now with those psychos coming out, fucking swinging their dicks around. Not at Bellman. Crazy. You have to have that like where the women go down to college. You know, they got that like they got pepper spray and they got that claw thing.
All the girls when I was in high school, like they all had like pepper spray on their keychains. You know, that was like the thing. You gotta make. I'll
get you. Although, again, a gun's a gun. Your little 38 in your pocket's the best thing for that. Although you can't do that at campus, but like,
I'm not into the guns. Okay,
yeah, Andy, I know. Andy, we know you're not. So that's why, like, if I ever do anything with you and you're not, I ain't going anywhere with you. I like guys that know how to fucking shoot a firearm. I'm not good with them, but I certainly have them. I'd have them where you're living.
All right, where's the gun guy? You walk in front of me.
Yeah, well, all your buddies don't have guns either. Fucking fancy lads. All those fancy lads don't have any fucking guns. You need to hang out with my people if you go anywhere, man.
Oh, God.
I'm scared for you out in the wilderness, dude. You don't know what the fuck to do.
I can make a fire.
You know how to make a fucking fire. We should do. I swear to God, I know how to make a fire.
I'll bring a fucking Cliff Bar. Okay.
Now I can make a fire with. Now I'm not putting two sticks together, but if you had a little, I can make a fire right now. Go outside, collect the little things, shave off the little thing on the birch bark, like put that mug down, take a little thing here, just start stacking up and go light it up, and then you take the twigs on, you start adding it up. Write that down, Andy. Write it down. Holy shit, Ty's gonna have to save you. Holy fuck. How's he doing? Can we talk about him real quick? Is he doing all right? Because I didn't get, you wanted me to give him a little speech. I had the dogs outside. I had my neighbor's dogs coming over. The other neighbors all congregated at my house. I'm trying to talk to Ty. I got the dogs doing crazy shit. So I didn't put the full effort into it, and I felt bad. I just hope he had a good session.
Oh, he's had a couple of them. No, he's coming around, man. Right. I was a little nervous, early on. I'm like, oh my God, they're 4 years old. Like you expect them to be like wheeling around, you want to put like his YouTube videos up, is anybody watching?
Yeah.
Can I sign an endorsement deal? But it takes a little bit of time. He's not even 5 yet, and but he really is. He's loving it, man. He's having the best time. Like all his little buddies and whatever. They got their pizza parties, the birthday parties after the skates and everything, and he's loving the skates. So
that's good, man. He needs to learn how to stop, and then he's really gonna like it.
It's amazing, honestly. And I will say this: it's amazing how fast and how quickly they pick up things and how quickly they improve. Cam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Unlike my fucking dogs.
Oh God.
Unlike my dogs. But it's good. Ty just needs to learn how to stop on both feet, and he is going to absolutely be 100% into it. But stopping is the most difficult part. And just in my world, it was very difficult, and I almost fucking quit. But then I found a way, and then you want to go spray the boards and spray your buddies and chop their fucking ankles off because you fall, because you're trying to spray everybody, right? So once he gets into that, man, I remember that. Like I learned to stop. I'm like, fuck yeah, I love this now. I can go 100 miles an hour and not kill myself.
Yeah, I know. We work on that, man. That's the challenge.
It is.
All right, so Bellman.com. So check that out. Get that new Escalade. You can get the Chrysler Dodge Ram also. All in Troy, Missouri. They got the Cadillac Buick GMC on the other side of the street. So get out there. Business is good for our boy, Dan Bellman. We love hearing that. All right, the Ultimate Hockey Fans. You can still get these. All right, www.easyhockey, camandstrickpod.ultimatehockeyfans.com. So you got to use that link, and then you can mention the promo code Cam and Strick, and then you get the discount, and it's a big discount too. So you want your man cave, your kid's bedroom, whatever. You got a birthday coming up or something. This is incredible, and the best way to all this, immediately make your room look cool with these hockey fans, ceiling fans, and they're great ceiling fans too. They come with the remote controls and everything, and you can have them customized for any team that you want. So we love these Ultimate Hockey Fans. camandstrickpod.ultimatehockeyfans.com. And do it, man. Officially licensed. You see them on the NHL Network. They're on NHL.com now. You can find them in Fanatics too, but you got to use our promo code if you want to save that money. So use that link. camandstrickpod.ultimatehockeyfans.com. Paul has it going on in a big way. I'm going to have Brody put up another photo so people can see what it looks like. You can check that out on Instagram and Twitter coming up very, very soon. All right, what about Daredevil hockey? I mean, this is important too, Cam, because we all know skate lacerations. I'm looking at all these kids like getting ready for practice and whatever. I'm like, man, it's risky. And I see my kid, he's geared up with the Daredevil hockey, and like my kid goes out there and I got peace of mind.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about it. If somebody puts their skate on his leg, on his wrist or whatever, like he's protected. And there's something to be said about that, man. Like where you just kind of have that confidence and the peace of mind that your son is protected. And it can be for you too, all the listeners out there. You play men's league or whatever, man. You don't have to be a little kid. You don't think you don't need to be protected. Like who wants to go play men's league hockey on a Wednesday night when you've got to be at work at 7:00 the next day, and all of a sudden you're in the emergency room because you've got some life-threatening skate laceration.
Getting 40 to the ankle. Like, no fucking way, dude. Not worth it. Not worth it at all, especially your kids, man. Get them in, get them used to wearing it, because you don't even have to get used to it. It's just like putting on undergear. It's the same damn thing. So just get them used to wearing it, man. It's just that simple. Why fuck with that? But these kids are falling all over the goddamn place. The men's leaguers are so dumb sometimes. They're fucking falling down, whacking into it's just crazy shit. So like protect yourself and you'll feel better and you'll take the puck to the net more.
Yeah, daredevilhockey.com. Take the puck to the net more. I like that. Daredevilhockey.com. That's the website. Mention the promo code Cam and Strick, all caps. It's going to save you 25%, which is a good chunk on discount there. Daredevilhockey.com. And for people who don't know, like this is legit. Like they are endorsed by the Canadian Hockey League, I believe, the CHL. Carlo Koliakovo is an ambassador, former NHL player. Got a bunch of NHL players wearing this too, and kids up in Canada. This was exploding in Canada before they shut the entire country down. Who knows what's going to happen with the playoffs and all that. We'll get into that next time. But daredevilhockey.com. Make sure you are protected and do it now. And take care of your kids and take care of yourself. All right, Aaron Voros. On this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast, sit back, relax, pour yourself a cocktail because you're going to enjoy, you're going to laugh a lot in this one. Episode number 132, right here on the Cam and Strick podcast.
AV
here.
What the fuck? Where you at right now?
I'm in New York City, player.
I thought you were in the Hamptons. Andy told me you're in the Hamptons.
He's sending me pictures from the Hamptons.
I just drove back. I drove back this afternoon. I just walked in the door.
What'd you do in the Hamptons? You just fucking chill, kick your feet up, do your shit?
I got a buddy who's a member over at the Bridge, which is an old racetrack in Sag Harbor overlooking kind of the inlet or whatever, the strait in between Connecticut and the Hamptons. And yeah, it's sick. It's an old racetrack. It's on like about, I don't know, call it 1,000 acres. So no holes next to each other. Super exclusive, like 1.2 million to join, 50, 60 grand a year in dues. It's cranky. Yeah. Really? It's like American elitism there. I mean, but it's the Hamptons. It's supply and demand. So you got a good product. You can crank it all the way up to the top if you want.
Okay, right. So that's what I'm talking about. So $1.2 million to join. So like, who belongs there?
Yeah, what big dicks?
Yeah. I mean, you'll get. If you look throughout, it's probably a mixture of the super high-end finance guys to artists. I mean, as you go down the fairway, it's a walking course, and you got, so we have two caddies, and you'll see art installations down the left and right-hand side because being that the course is on such a vast amount of land, no two holes are beside each other. So you walk down the fairway, and as you look to the left or right, there might be like a Tom Sachs NASA installation or a Jeff Koons statue, and then you go into the clubhouse. There's Picasso's. It's very well done. It was a good experience. It's my first time golfing there. It's been open for about 15 years. I just started to love the game of golf about 6 years ago. My ex's father founded Cobra Golf and sold the company, and he really put me onto the game, and we're still close. We're business partners in a lot of stuff. So,
isn't that nice? Wait,
awesome.
time out, AV.
Hey,
we're recording, by the way.
Yeah,
is that cool?
All right,
Okay. Hey, isn't that nice? So, when you date a hot chick, I'm sure she's hot because you're a handsome motherfucker and you got great hair, and I know that, and you got good teeth. You got Andy teeth. Andy's got great teeth too. See, this is how I dissect people. But isn't that nice? So you break up with some girl. And
you can't say that.
I said girl. Andy, I fucking said girl.
I mean, he's going to get us fucking
No.
fined.
We're good. But then all of a sudden, AV, you're like, no, I'm still doing business with your daddy, okay? I'm done with you. I'm hanging out with other chicks, but I'm doing business with your daddy. That's pimping.
Yeah, we have a very complex, unique, modern relationship. Me and the ex. I mean, I knew her for 4 or 5 years being in New York, and then we dated out in LA. It didn't work out. We spent about, her father, we golf every day. He's like my business consultant.
Yeah.
He had $1 billion business that he sold, CEO, president, founder. And he's just a guy's guy, 6'5", handsome, fun to be with.
Oh, yeah.
Put Tiger Woods in his first driver for the Masters. Greg Norman signed I mean, his circle of friends is, as you can imagine, are big guys. So he plays out of the Madison Club in Palm Springs there. And, it's like Tom Brady's a member, Irving Azoff, Phil Knight, MJ was just there. It's Disneyland for golf adults. So
it's pimping. How'd you wheel her, though?
Fortunate. Yeah,
so how'd you wheel that, though, AV?
You're right. Very fortunate to have kept the relationship, but that's how you know you're a good dude, And that's his father.
Can I just say this, though?
You can say
there's something to be
said.
There's something to be said for that. Cam's like, flipping out. He's got another question for you. But there's something to be said for that. That you get divorced, but the father of the ex-wife still wants to hang out with you,
and
man.
knows you're a business guy.
And he knows, like, hey, you know what? You were good for his daughter. He liked you. You're a good dude. So I'm telling you, man, there's something to be said for that.
That's a good thing. You're right, Andy. I'm glad you interrupted me on that one. Usually I smack him, AV, but no, he's 100% right on that. Because he usually, whenever you break up with a chick, dude, they hate you.
Oh, and the father's like, why you just fucking...
But he's like, no, I get AV's doing his shit, but I'm going to be a business partner with this guy because he's...
I mean, I got to be honest for a second. Obviously, it was very incentivizing to stay close to the family. If I can, obviously, I mean, I doubt we would be as close.
You said it.
If there wasn't, if we didn't get along. So, I mean, we can cocktail for 5 hours and just talk shit. I know where all the bodies are buried. I've obviously helped his daughter out extreme amount of time. Look, she's not bad to look at. She's 5'11", blonde, Tom Ford model.
I don't like that.
I think she's 28 now.
I like short fat girls.
Is this the Miss? Is this the Miss Universe? Or are we talking about Lindsay Lohan? Who are we talking about?
Well, no, I'm not gonna throw her name out there out of respect for the fact. But no, is it Olivia Culpo? No. Is it Lindsay Lohan? No.
How'd you wheel that though, AV? Okay, look, you're a tall cat. Listen to me.
What? Yeah.
You're a tall cat. Okay, you got great hair. You got a great smile. Yeah. Are you jacked? Not really, but that's fine.
Right. No. Actually, I got the COVID. I got the COVID 15. Probably 20 on it. It used to be the COVID 30. I was up to 251, and Cam knows me as being about a 205, 6'4", 6'5" guy.
He was tight.
When I got up to 251 during COVID, I looked in the mirror one day. I was like, where the fuck did this come from? I remember looking sideways in a picture, and I'm like, is that the wind blowing that T-shirt forward? And I came back to New York. I had a couple meetings. I hadn't been here in probably 6 months. And I'm wearing my pea coat, my Dolce pea coat.
Yeah.
I hadn't pulled it out in months. Next thing you know, my buddies come up to me, pat my tummy, and goes, "Avy, what the fuck is this?" And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, now I'm getting my balls busted by my boys in New York who think I'm great. Like, all they do is gas me up no matter where I go. So I'm like, so anyways, I went back to LA for a couple of weeks, lost about 15.
Starved yourself.
I'm back
Take
now.
Adderall all day long.
You had like that surgery where they like staple your stomach or whatever.
But how do you wheel? Go ahead.
I think I understand the question. Simple answer. How do you wheel? I think when you just don't settle for anything that's hot or from a good family, or from, I mean, it's like women who just only end up with like wealthy guys or rich guys or finance guys or doctors or bosses.
Yep.
They just like fucking a male model could walk by them tomorrow and they don't even look because they're like, I just got a nose for it. So I unfortunately am so shallow. I cannot even stomach not hot. It has to be a 9 or better.
Okay, so all right, let me ask you this.
Shallow hell. Great movie.
Is Lindsay Lohan, is she hot?
No, Lindsay was more of a look. Yeah. Lindsay, I was walking through One Oak, 2007. I'm walking through. She's with a friend of hers, Jen Brill and Chrissy Miller. Jen Brill was running the Chanel Street team. We were all close friends. Sean's back with us in the Rangers. So, me and him were attached to the hip for about 8 years, just, renting houses in the Hamptons. And we were best friends and had we have the restaurant with Henrik and I and Tribeca and a sports bar. So everything was kind of interceding. And I introduced him to his wife. I was dating his wife's best friend, a Victoria's Secret model at the time. We just had so many things. But Lohan. We
have a lot in common, by
send
the
me
way.
those pictures. I need to see all these chicks.
Yeah. So I'm walking through One Oak, and Lindsay tells her friend Jen Brill, who's running the Chanel Street team, who I'm stopping by the Chanel dinners with the girls and all this stuff. It's very fluid here in New York. So, boom, next thing you know, Chrissy Miller and Jen are like, AV, Lindsay wants to meet. I was like, you know what? I was like, but as soon as I'll be honest, it was probably the one time in my life I ever did something like for the social aspect of it. I thought it was. After that, I mean, I'm not going to go through on a diatribe of names of women from Hollywood or actresses or models because I mean, unless I married them or dated them long term, I just don't think it's a classy thing to do. But I mean, playing in New York, playing in LA, you're at the same spots as all these people every night. So it's just, I mean, it's however much. And sometimes I don't treat girls bad, but the more you ignore them and don't respect that they're a star or pretty, they're like, fuck, why the fuck doesn't this guy think
funny how that works.
Yeah.
That's right. Why is he ignoring me? Everybody else wants me, but he's ignoring me. I like him.
We just had Ron Duguay on. He name dropped all the girls. So we don't need you to do that, and we wouldn't ask you to. But what's the story with Lindsay? We'll move on from Lindsay. But like, I want to know. Hold on. I was reading a story though, how she like threw a drink on like another girl. You were at the table, and like, did you have paparazzi following you guys around? Like, what was it like going from like, I know you're playing like for the Rangers, you're playing in the NHL, but like that's like next level.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
Well, that whole story we're talking about after I had sex with Lindsay, and that's actually a funny story in itself. Me and Sean I'm in the dressing room. I get a text. And she wants to hang out. And the only reason I'm saying this, first of all, is because she put my name on a sex list that was in Us magazine, along with 20 other actors and finance guys and everything. I saw it. And everybody else got like Orlando Bloom, Hugh Jackman, or whatever. And then it said Aaron Rangers. I was like, bitch, you know my name? I was like, where's the respect? Anyways, so we go to the rink one day and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going to go meet Lindsay over at the Gramercy Park Hotel. I was like, who wants to come? So I'm like basically having an auction in the practice rink up in Terrytown for who I'm taking with me.
I'll go.
So I mean, majority of the boys
who ended up going,
Jeff
Wicca?
Jeff Wicca? No fucking wheel on him.
Who went?
Right. So I guess she had a friend. I'm not going to say the friend's name, but the friend's pretty well known, kind of socialite in New York. So boom, we go down, do our business. And I remember I was kind of grossed out afterwards. I got to be honest, because I don't want to insult any of the redheads out there, but she's a redhead, and the curtains matched the carpet, matched the drapes.
You didn't like
everything.
That? You didn't like that, though?
No, I don't. Yeah, no,
was she sweating all night dancing and shit, or did she clean?
I left. I got there at about, I'd have to say, practice was 9 to 10, 11.
The curtains match the what?
The rug.
Oh, the rug.
Andy doesn't know. Andy's a virgin still. He's got 3 kids and he's a fucking virgin. It's very bizarre.
So we got down there. We probably valeted at the Gramercy Park Hotel at 1 p.m. I was out of there by 3. And then but you still see her around. I mean, she used to want to hang out. Like, AB, can you come here? I was like, I hit it once. That was good enough for me. Never hit it again. Okay.
Did she want to do a bunch of blow and shit when she was?
No. I never. That's one thing I didn't do. I didn't do any drugs while I was playing. I mean, I certainly did drugs and I'm very transparent. I went to rehab in 2015, and I needed a little bit of a course correction. I was 3 years retired. I was going nowhere fast. I didn't, I wasn't necessarily addicted. That's the wrong. I was abusing substance. So every time I went out, I couldn't enjoy my night unless I had bumps on. So it really, anyways, back then I was just cocktailing. And not even a lot, like I've never really been a big drinker. So, obviously I enjoyed, having brews with the boys until we can't even speak. But what I'm saying is it wasn't a huge part of my life. What was pussy chasing. And I don't mind adding this to the list. So we walk in, walk out. And then the story at One Oak is we're sitting at a table, and Lindsay comes up and she wants to join our table. We're at the owner's table at One Oak, who's a close friend of mine, the main financing behind One Oak. And he goes, Lindsay comes, I want my ex-boyfriend out of here. And I'm like, what? And then boom, Jessica, her name was Jessica Stam. Very, very nice girl, great girl.
Mm-hmm.
She faced a Bulgari. She was Victoria's Secret. She's an amazing girl.
I saw.
We were dating for a while, and I take my drink. I had a Corona in my hand, and I put the lime in. I turn it upside down. You got to understand, it's probably 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in New York, and I pull it up, and it squirts into Lindsay's or my girlfriend's eye. So my girlfriend loses it, thinks Lindsay just threw a drink at her, throws ice at her. Anyways, Lindsay gets kicked out. Then she tells the New York Post that, my girlfriend did this to her, that to her, blah, 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 blah. And it ended up, so you ought to listen to this. We're on like a 3 or 4 game losing streak. And as a Ranger, you're always looking at the paper the next morning. Did I end up in page 6? I was like, please don't be in page 6. Please don't be in it, because it's the wrong time.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. Next thing you know, it's like all over. Slat calls me and he's like, AV, All-Star break's coming up. I want you out of New York City. Okay. He goes, go away. I don't want to hear that you've been at a restaurant, at a club, I just get the fuck to Cancun or something.
Isn't that weird though? How that's why you can't hang out with celebrities, man. Everything turns into
she's
fucking,
a little more volatile.
Was she hot then though? Like, cause she kind of turned into a mutant after a while, right?
Well, no. Here's the thing: if you look at the Kardashians, look at their appeal on people having interest in the dumb shit they do. Okay, I would say though the sad thing about Lindsay is for somebody who was so entertaining, drove so many clicks. Gave people so much content to fill their pages with, sold so many magazines, so many TV shows. She never got paid a dime for any of it.
Really?
Okay? She never figured out how to monetize the train wreck that everybody was watching. Okay, and that's why I feel bad. Is she? I mean, the girl is one of the most famous women on planet Earth. She is. I mean, you'd have to say she's probably top 5, 10 female people that you mention their name anywhere planet Earth. They know her name.
Yeah, it's true. True.
I'll run into like, high end producers, affluent directors, and they'll talk about their interaction with Lindsay. Lindsay, when people talk about how great of an actress she was or is, that they put her on like Meryl Streep's level as a youngster. It's like she had range. She was a hard worker. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was supposed to, really blow.
She was a phenom. She was a phenom. She was a phenom. Hey, but like she was rolling with like Paris Hilton and some other socialites, right?
She reminds me of Miley Cyrus.
So were you running into all those girls too, or no?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: when it's just like being an athlete in New York, or if you're the same age, you're running into people, you're doing charity events, you meet them, then you're like, holy fuck. I want to fuck with this guy, or else you're like, holy fuck, I never want to see this guy. So LA, especially living like I live in the Hollywood Hills now, that's where I'm based primarily out of. You'll go out. There's only 20, 30, 40, 50 girls that are out regularly. And the same with the guys. There's only a certain demographic of 25 to 45-year-old guys who are still single, don't have families, that we're still doing Malibu to this, to that. So it's you end up just in the circle. So.
The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by CarShield. Nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and right off the bat, you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now back to the interview.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. So I'm going to play with you. We're playing a lockout, and you are loud. You're a young kid. You're cocky as fuck. You had a cool place.
Was I really?
Oh,
I was cocky.
Were we both cocky a little bit? We both.
I don't know. I've never thought of.
No, very hard. We're both humble.
Aaron, this is Cam calling someone else cocky.
No, he was
unbelievable.
No, Andy.
He would host. But I understand what Cam's saying.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody could ever fuck with us. Like we like the thing I love about Cam is one of the toughest people just across the planet I personally ever met, and I always admired him because he's never said no to a fight. I also have never said no to a fight, but I don't strike the fear into people like he does, and he's always protected his teammates. The guys who got hammer fists, but yeah, we had. I wish we could go back and run it all back. I mean, between Scurley and Scroy and me and you, and I mean, fuck, those were the days, man. I go back to living in a track home development, Troy, New York tomorrow. I might drive up after this call.
Well, my point is, you fucking. So I remember meeting him, and he's just so like out. He's like he comes in, he goes on, he dominates on the ice, top shelf. He'll hit guys. He's playing on the first line, like he's fucking bringing it. But then he'd host poker parties, and he put his fucking glasses on like you do right now, Andy, but he looks a lot cooler than you. And he'd sit there and gamble with all the older guys who've been doing this for years and win all their fucking money, and then like be loud and make it rain, and like I'm like, this guy's gonna be successful. So like, how'd you get your business acumen? That's the right word, right? Acumen. How? Because I saw that with you when you were young. Business, whatever the fuck, and you figured that out. And I kind of knew you'd be in the same spot right now, but you didn't make that much money playing. How'd you make your money?
No. Look. I mean, it's like the New York thing, okay? When I was a free agent, the first time around, Minnesota underestimated what their rights on me were. I didn't play enough games my rookie year in Minnesota for them to keep me a restricted free agent. So I already heard through my agent that Glenn and the Rangers wanted me. And I was a Rangers fan since I was 5. And my dad, he's Hungarian. We grew up very modest, 2-bedroom, my 2 little sisters in bunk beds. Like we really grinded. Every cent went to my hockey. So what I said, I still remember when the Rangers called, they were going to offer me basically 3 years for 3.3. And there's bigger offers on the table. Nashville had a 5-year deal for more money and term. Really? Calgary did. I mean, Toronto did. I mean, I said, okay, this will be like in my mind a bridge deal for my money, because I know I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to smoke it, and then I'll re-up. But this is all they have left right now. They're putting a super team together. They have signed Redden, Drury, Gomer, Nazi. I mean, and then I get plugged in. I'm on basically the first or second line to start the year. I'm leading the team in power play goals. It was a match made in heaven, but I would say it all draws back to that decision to come to New York. And then my circle of friends, going to Kennedy dinners and giving away training hours and becoming close with people. And, instead of following my teammates to, the strip club with a bunch of long necks, I'd go to the champagne room with hedge fund guys who were dropping 30 grand before we fucking, halfway through the night. So
they got 30 in the bank, AV. Don't hang out with them. Go fucking monetize your shit. Meet some big dicks.
Hey,
so they're not hiring you.
So one guy though, like you said, you played golf this morning with Lundqvist. You mentioned the restaurant that you have.
No. Well, Hank's tomorrow. We're gonna play with Hank and Michael Tisch. Tisch family, they own the Giants. Good friend of mine. Oh, yeah. We're gonna go up to Westchester, kind of by where the Rangers training facility is. Bang the ball around. Hank. I mean, it's I don't want to talk out of turn, but I really feel bad for Hank, because he's been one of my closest friends for going on 2 decades now, or a decade and a half, and he thought he was actually supposed to. If everything checked out, he was going to report to Washington last week. And I'm not giving any inside information. Right. I know we've told all this, but I flew out 2 months ago to New York just to shoot on him in a very wealthy guy's backyard rink in Alpine, New Jersey. But basically a $40 million cathedral to hockey, Jumbotron, everything, 2 trainers, Zamboni. So every morning we'd go up, we'd leave Manhattan at 9 a.m., get up there about 9:30, and then we'd skate. 2 other trainers, skills guys, would come on the ice, and then boom. And he was looking sharp, and he was supposed to be out for a year. And then next thing you know, he took about 2 weeks off. He went down to Miami, played some tennis, and he wasn't feeling too hot. So it was his final checkup, and he ended up not getting the clean bill of health. And I know it broke his heart, because if you look at what the Caps moves were at the deadline, they loaded up. They made some. Yes, I personally wasn't a huge Verana deal guy. I love the way the guy plays, but apparently there's some inner strife in that whole thing. Yep. So not everybody knows. Who knows? Obviously, a lot of the big boys checked off on it, because you're not trading a guy if OV loves him, not trading a guy if your coach loves him. So obviously, it was a addition. So I'm not a huge Mantha guy. Maybe it's just because I don't know enough about him yet, because I don't watch a ton of Detroit games. And I never said like, oh my God, that guy's a game changer. Verana, I've seen him be a game changer. So, but with that said, right, he was, man. Yeah. With that said, Hank was more than excited. He's like, holy fuck, he wants a championship bad, and it was heartbreaking. So now I'm back here. Me and Hank were supposed to skate all this week, next week, before he reported, and then it got shelved. So now it's kind of, he shut down for a couple months. I'm just gonna do some business here in New York and reach out to everybody. I'm actually meeting Kevin Weeks for dinner tonight at my restaurant. So Weeks, Hank might stop by. Yeah, Weeks.
All right, you tell Weeks we say what's up.
Yeah, what up?
I will.
He's a cool cat. He was so nice to me, man.
Oh yeah, I love him. I love Weeks.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And want to know where I see him going, and I hope he gets a shot.
ESPN.
I know. There's a lot of like talk about like, does this guy have the acumen? Like Kevin Weeks is almost like I'm trying to think of an analogy for people who are baseball or basketball. The guy knows every player in the league, what his strengths are, what his value is. Coaches, GMs, mainline everything. I mean, the guy is an executive.
He's all over it, no doubt.
And he's well spoken.
And you know what?
He's cool as shit.
And I know he wants a GM job, and he flirted with the Florida Panthers. I know he talked to them. He's talked to some other teams too. So listen, eventually that'll come. Yeah. But he is so well spoken, and I think he's great for the league. The league absolutely loves Kevin Weeks. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with the future of NHL Network and all that, and where Kevin Weeks lands, and what he at the very least he's going to be a big face on the broadcast side. So let me ask you this: so Lundqvist, though, you guys become good buddies, I would imagine, from playing together. So how many businesses are you guys in together with? And like, tell us about this restaurant you guys have.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of funny. It was almost love at first sight. I was living in Minnesota. I signed with the Rangers.
He's got nice hair.
I fell in love.
I remember walking in the dressing room, and it's the summertime, and I'm you'd be amazed. Back then, Minnesota didn't have a training center, a place to work out. You couldn't skate. I used to have to go to like the YMCA in St. Paul just to get a workout in the summer, and I'm living there. So I come to New York, and they got the full $60 million training center, chef, fucking ice trainers there every day, masseuse. Like you can, I'm like, holy shit, this is a life. So all of a sudden, Hank's like, I want to skate every day. I'm not happy with how our season ended last year. So boom, we just start grinding together, and we say, okay, let's go to the Hamptons every Friday to Sunday. And we were both single at the time. He had his girlfriend. They were on a break, and then now it's his wife now, Therese. So everything ended up working out. But we had that summer where we just trained and kicked ass, and we're out and so we became close. What happened was Sean actually brought us into. We opened a bar.
Avery.
Sean. So Sean comes back for the summer, and he's around. I don't think he's playing for the Rangers again yet, but me and him became very close as well. So me, Sean, and Hank, they kind of called us like jokingly the tripod around town, right?
Oh, I bet.
So boom. Next thing you know, we say, let's do a fine dining restaurant. Look at how much we're spending on drinks and food. And so we partner with a guy who had the Beatrice Inn in the West Village, which was a very famous spot with Paul Sevigny, Chloe Sevigny's brother. And they had to shut it down. So we said, you know what? Let's each put in a couple $100,000. Let's open a fine dining restaurant. And Sean was dating, Hillary Rhoda, and now he's married to her. I was dating a Jessica Sam. I'm
looking him up right now. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Give me 15 minutes.
Yeah. So we
took a blue chew.
We were throwing fashion dinners, Tom Ford dinners, GQ, Vanity Fair dinners, and our product was good. So what I will always say in New York City is you got one shot to blow blow up from infancy, because people have expense cards. There's plenty of places. There's no shortage of delicious food, great atmosphere, pretty girls. You better be on point. And we hit it. So we've been open now. That business is almost 11 years old now. And then what I've been working on the past 4 years is basically putting a project together for substance abuse, PTSD, concussions, postpartum. So we're basically an all-encompassing wellness center in Vail, Colorado. We purchased the Lodge and Spa Cordillera, which is a 94-bed lodge now, down from 220 rooms. We consolidated a lot of rooms, but it's where Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, where he got his into trouble with the hostess.
Oh, that place.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
No, it looks like an amazing spot. I saw
Kobe's going there.
I saw it online.
Yeah.
So like,
let me ask something real quick. Before you get into the wellness thing, hold on, Andy.
Yeah.
How'd you get? You're sober now, right?
I do not do drugs.
Oh, do you smoke weed?
I never had an issue with alcohol. I personally don't necessarily promote this, but if I'm being honest and I get put on a spot, I just say, look, I spent 3 years being sober when I decided to get sober. And then once my life got better, I decided that, I can socially have a drink again.
Okay.
And that's something I made. That's something I made as my own personal decision.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily lead with that. I got a guy that if I mention his name, you'd all know him. A very large celebrity. I had to put him in my place yesterday. Okay. So I get a phone call. This is kind of how it goes. I get a phone call, say blah, blah, blah. I'll tell him kind of whether he has insurance, what it'll be out of pocket, whether how much of a favor I can do, or, what our capacity is right now, what our bandwidth is. And as he goes through, I say, okay, so then I got to ask him what he's on. What's he doing? How'd he get there? And I knew him to be sober for, 10, 15 years. And all of a sudden life smacked him in the face. He, lost a couple deals. And next thing you know, it was a slippery slope. So everybody's different. I got a ton of athletes right now that are also struggling, that are sitting at home, that there's guys who in Canada who can't leave their home or hotel room on the road, and they're just cocktail.
I know. So all you do is think about fucking drugs. So you think about, okay, you can't naturally get your endorphins up because you're stuck in a fucking. So now you're like, I want Coke, or I want booze, or I want fucking something. I want something. It's horrible, man, but that's cool that you're doing that, dude. As it is.
Well, I'll tell you where we got lucky. It's like the gift and the curse. Obviously, with what's going on in the world, has made substance abuse and depression and everything that comes along with it a lot more extrapolated. With that said, we were at the right place in the right time. I mean, when we opened our place for business last year, March 25th, I think they shut down. They started to shut down restaurants, I think March 19th. So we had to go, let's go. We didn't know if people were going to fly. We didn't know if people wanted to be in cars. We didn't know where things were going. Now you look at it, we are the premier company in the country. We have the best product. We have the nicest facility. We have 3 golf courses managed by Troon that meander through the property. We have an indoor pool, outdoor pool, in-room dining, spa. Like, we've really created something special. So, the goal was to create something that dollar for dollar, that there should be no excuse why you don't come to us. And, that's why we've been very successful, especially with athletes and elite clientele, even though our price point is pretty much mid-market. So, we have our in-house hyperbaric chamber. We have a deep TMS machine.
Wow.
We turned the banquet room into basically a sports dry bar. So you got 2 30-foot screens at each end with the squares, so you can put like 5 football games on. I mean, it's amazing. I'm very proud of it.
So
should be.
So I'm curious what it costs to stay at one of these places. Like,
because I'm looking for one.
Or at your place. Like, what does it cost? And,
AV, I'm looking for one.
So this is like. Okay. So hold on. This is like So it's like a treatment facility. Like, people who are looking to get clean. Their life has gotten off track. Whatever. And it offers like golf, and so you can live like a
hot chicks there
like
too,
a
probably.
dream, like maintain your lifestyle. It's not too much of a shock where guys just want to get the hell out of there, right?
Well, no, that's the goal. When somebody if somebody is a raging alcoholic, okay, whether it's a female or a man. Okay. And they come in after 4 or 5 days, after detox, and the 4th or 5th day, they're pretty much back to health. They're eating good. They're detox. They haven't had drink in 4 or 5 days. They're pretty much by physical standards, a normal human being. Now they're going to have plenty of mental issues and addictive issues to deal with.
Yeah.
And how to cope with stuff, how to avoid triggers, how to get through a tough day, all of that stuff. But as far as physically, they can go play 18. We put them on a mountain with a chaperone.
What's the cost? What's the cost though?
Okay, answer that. Then I got a question.
Okay, so I would say our cost for a shared room is $49,000 a month. If you're in network, if you're in network, for instance, as an NHL player,
hey, you take bounce checks there, AV.
I got like an American Express gift card. Go ahead.
Okay, so a private room is $69,000. For example, if you have great insurance, like say Pennsylvania Teachers Union, say you got NHL, say you got NFL, say you got, just name a great union that they pay 100% of all your medical. It's free. So if as an NHL player, if a guy needs help, he needs to give me a call. We can get him looked after. So
what if you're a podcast guy?
Pardon me?
What if you're a podcast guy that didn't teach anybody in school? And let me ask you this: those teachers, if they have that insurance, is a union like, oh, okay, that's going to cost me 69 fucking G's a month.
So like, can you go to the place?
Can you go to
like 19?
No.
Place in fucking Salem, Missouri? That's
$3.99. No, because it's all the same to them. They're paying that. Like say the teachers union, for instance, just has like 30,000 teachers. Okay, they're paying one premium every year, no matter if 30 teachers get cancer and they need millions of dollars in chemo rounds. Okay, it's all the same. Like mental health under Obamacare. Mental health and substance abuse got treated as the same thing as if you had a broken leg or cancer or diabetes. And that's what really changed the game. If I could say probably the best aspect that happened with Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, as it's more properly known, was them treating your mental health the same as it pertains to insurance. So now, let me get into it a little deeper. If you have average insurance, we run the insurance, and then we say, okay, for us to be able to provide care for you, we're going to be able to get this amount out of your insurance. We need you to pay the delta, which could be $12,000, could be $5,000.
Okay,
but you got to understand the cost that goes into it. We have a building that's $55 million that we renovated, purchased, we maintain. We got a staff of 100 people. We got chief medical officers. We got machines. I mean, you're talking at the end of the day, if someone comes in and is in a shared room, that's $49,000. That's 30-day stay. That's about $1,200, $1,400 a day. That's for food, your treatment, all the detox. That's having eyeballs on you. That's basically having you babysit an adult and get them back to optimum capacity.
I was going to say, okay, let me ask you, okay.
Yeah.
What if you're extremely handsome? You're fucking jacked.
Yeah.
You're fucking jacked out of your fucking mind. You're a fucking wheel. You're a social butterfly. You're an alcoholic. You party. If shit's in front of you, you're going to do it. Yeah. But then you go to this goddamn place.
Yeah.
And you see hot women everywhere. And then you see celebrities that also just want to get the fuck out of there. But they doing it because their mommy and daddy made them do it. But then you meet more motherfuckers there, and all of a sudden you're doing more coke, and you're banging pussy, and you can't do that. All I want to do is just get healthy again. Does that happen?
They probably keep the males and the
but
females.
You get my drift, though. AV, it's like a fucking country club with hot women.
I mean, you're not wrong in what you're saying. I mean, I look back at my experience. I went to a place in Malibu called Summit Malibu, and it was
famous spot.
The culture was so good. Like every day we were chopping shit up. We were talking. Everybody was, here's the thing. Yes, a couple bad apples can spoil the bunch, especially in small sample sizes, like where I went in Malibu, 6, 7, 8 people. And I remember a guy came in and he was really rude to the girls. And we had a couple hot chicks. We had a couple of smoke, and we just, the girls are in bikinis every day. I'm in shorts. And they're like, the owner's like, Avi, you've turned this into a beach club. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, everybody's happy then.
everybody respected each other. Now, with us, we're a large facility. We're a large scale facility, which, you know, our employees and our executives and myself, we have to keep our eye on the culture, because we know, because we're doing so much volume, we're going to get those bad apples. I have somebody's son in, you know the name, one of the hugest pop stars of all time. I had this kid in, 3 months, the kid stayed. We had him, his own driver, his own chaperone. He didn't want to be there. The parents are paying $90,000 a month for all the extra services,
That's
cash,
what I'm saying.
basically for us to babysit him. And we're like, we couldn't have him around the rest of the population. The kid was a cancer.
Yep.
So it's the same thing that happens in any walk of life, whether it's sports or business.
You're right.
One bad apple in the
One
dressing room.
motherfucker,
Yep.
AV.
Yep.
One motherfucker could ruin
Okay, so
everything.
first off, does your father-in-law, your ex-father-in-law, need any more friends? We'd like to meet
Can
him.
I hang out with him real quick?
We want to have him on the podcast. Okay, see if he wants to join us for a few minutes. Time to talk a little bit about Daredevil hockey, the ultimate in performance plus protection. Daredevil is a lightweight compression-based layer designed with Kevlar cut-resistant fabric overlays that protects all the vulnerable areas of the upper and lower body from skate lacerations. Get yours now. www.daredevilhockey.com. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. You'll save 25%. Now back to the interview. Let's go. All right, so where did you do the most partying, though? Like, was it when you were playing for the Rangers? Was it in Minnesota? Like, where'd you have the most fun during your hockey career?
I would say, you know, I wanted to be a New York Ranger since I was 5, and honestly, it's changed my life. I think about it all the time. If I would have taken that offer in Nashville for, you know, basically 5x of what I signed for in New York, you know, it would just been different, right? I would have never been.
No.
Discovery Properties.
Who are you kidding, AV? You'd be fucking smashing some country singer. Fucking, she's making fucking 20 a year.
You'd be Mike Fisher.
No shit, AV. You'd be successful anywhere you fuking went.
Shit.
Who are you kidding?
Yeah. But that's how I'm thinking. But as
Married
far as
Trisha Yearwood or something.
Fucking country singing motherfucker.
Minnesota was great. They love hockey. You go to the market or get gas, they'd be like, your money's not good here. Yeah. I mean, it was awesome. Anaheim, going from New York City to Anaheim, where we had a great team, a bunch of studs. You know, we thought we're gonna, you know, contend top 4 teams for the cup. You know, and there's like 12,000 fans some nights, and you go down to, you know, wherever, to a sushi bar down on the water, and, you know, you say you play for the Ducks. They go, the Oregon Ducks? My nephew played. It's like no respect. I mean, they don't know what they have, but it was really special playing, obviously, in New York. But the partying aspect, New York, once I retired, and I had all my friends in finance, and they got their G550s, they got their boats in the slip on the West Side Highway, and then we're taking it to the Hamptons, and whatever you want. I mean, I go to Vegas for 3-4 nights. We'd have the penthouse at the Encore, 4 bedrooms, theater room, and then we rent every room on the floor so we don't get noise complaints.
No, don't want that.
Fly in a G550 full of girls, and then everybody would go back to New York because they work in finance and they run their hedge funds. I'd stay for a spa day, the Monday, and then everybody would start getting emails that the room's getting dinged for more charges. They're like, "Avi, are you still there?"
Yeah, with all the girls, you guys fucking left.
Right. I got nowhere to be. I had nowhere to be.
We had Ron Duguay on, and he's like, he wheels all these fucking broads, like it's girls, Andy. I said girls. Stop it.
That's another complaint.
He's wheeling all these girls.
In.
I'm just saying. He's wheeling all these girls, and I'm like, did you become a fucking sex hound? Because when you know you have them there.
He said no, by the way.
He said no, but I don't believe him. But when you
hold on, what did Duguay say?
I
no
said
to?
Fucking no.
Addicted to be.
I know you get addicted to pussy.
To sex.
You addicted to pussy.
Oh my god.
Tiger.
I went through a portion in New York where, I mean, sometimes I've had sex 2-3 times a day with 2 or 3 different girls that I just met. The thing is, in New York, is women are just as transactional as men. They have somewhere to be. They do not, like in other cities, the girls are looking for a guy to move into his house, you know, and the whole traditional value system of dating and courting and all that. In New York, a girl just wants to bounce as much as you want her to bounce, unless you guys have this platonic connection where you're like, you know what, stick around, you know what, let's go do it one more time, or, you know, what are you doing tomorrow? And that happens sometimes, you know.
Yeah, but then you forget, like you wheel a girl in New York, but then you wheel another girl that looks just like her because there's fucking 20 million of them. So you're like, and they don't even know each other, which is great. In St. Louis, everybody knows everybody.
Well, that's the thing with New York City. You got, just call it, 50,000 girls every 90 days coming in to try and make it, in modeling or whatever. So then you got this whole influx and this whole economy that is built on nightlife and hospitality. And you go to a club. It's like, there's 400 women and there's probably, 60 guys total if you did a head count.
That ratio. Okay. That ain't happening in the Midwest.
So well, like you're living like a good life right now. So like what kind of money are you bringing in now? Like are you making way more money now than you did as a player? And like where's the majority of your income coming from?
Yeah, I would. So here's the thing: when you want to make sure that you can control your own bags, right? You never want to be an employee, all right? You want to always control your fate. So what you have to do, especially in business, you have to make sure that you're planning on deal horizons and when you can exit them and when that money's coming in, and just make sure that you never get too. So. If you look at now, I'm probably making this. I'm probably making the same amount right now. Just if I look at like my fucking tax return, right? I'm looking at stuff like I've actually been paid out and have to declare whatever the fuck they call it, But with that said, you have exits coming where you're going to sell companies that are going to give you windfalls. So that's where you have to stay on top of things. Make sure you're covered. Everything's lined up on.
How about you
on
own your own
horizon.
shit, AV? Here's what Andy and I do. We own this fucking podcast, brah. Yeah. We don't got fucking Barstool. We don't got fucking TSN. I don't got some fucking chick tapping my shoulder saying, "Watch your language, Cam." Andy and I own all this. So when we deal with sponsors, they deal with us, and it's like it's fucking. It's exciting for them. They're like,
I know.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't it better? Like here. My college coach told me he comes in. He's coaching at Penn State now, and Guy Godowski, great coach. I think he should be in the NHL. I love him to death. He's the one who basically put me, him and Campbell Blair, my junior A coach, who told me to stop fighting. I was leading Canada in penalty minutes. He said, score a bunch of goals, get yourself drafted. So I said, all right. So anyways, what he said was,
you should have listened to that one, AP. I love you, buddy.
he goes, we just finished playing Michigan Wolverines. I think we won 6-3. I think I might have had 3 goals and an assist. I forget. And then he comes in, he goes, fuck, but our team didn't play too hot. And he comes in, he goes, there's a Saskatchewan bridge builders theory. You know this theory? You guys heard this theory?
Kind of. Explain that.
I know.
We know Saskatchewan.
So he tells it.
Yes, I know it. Of course I do.
He tells it so slowly. And he's just like, look, he's walking around the room and he's an intense guy. He goes, there's a guy up in Saskatchewan, built beautiful bridges. He had fucking stone brought in from quarries from, Hudson Bay to the south of France. He goes, but then one day, everyone's like, man, you're that bridge builder. You're that bridge builder. Then he went and sucked a cock. Now, you know what they call him? A cocksucker. Who wants to be a cocksucker in here? Nobody wants to be a cocksucker. As soon as you got to start sucking, I'll be honest with you.
What if you like it, though?
Like, you controlling your own fate is what, it's what you need to do. Look, there's plenty of times where you might enter in partnerships.
Wait, who said this? Hey, was this
explain this one more time.
Is this the guy at Penn State who said this?
Sucking cocking. Wait. Who's sucking cock again? Which is nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Who said that?
Nothing wrong with that.
Who says this? Is this the coach who's now at Penn State who's recruited all these St. Louis kids?
Nothing wrong with that.
That I know.
What do you mean? Who's right? Well, so hold on. Are you comparing NCAA coaching tactics? And we've just been recruited to play for this guy, and now he's berating us. Are you saying that this doesn't happen in the CHL or the Dub? Oh. Is that what you're getting at, or what are you getting at?
Come on.
No, I don't completely agree. No, I get it. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Okay, so this is your coach. So he said this. So continue. So this is you're basically making like a analogy about like running your own business, and not having a boss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not that. Just never never be in a position where you got to suck a dick or, just
No, I got you.
Again, though, what if you...
I got you. Okay.
Is this for my wife to learn?
Personally, I applied that conversation that he told me that day, changed my life. I think about it 8 times a day. I'm like, Avi, you're not sucking this dick.
No.
Okay, so wait. No. So you got this, I look at the website for this facility you guys have out in Vail, Colorado. I mean, it's in all seriousness, anybody who needs some help, I mean, this is the spot to stay at.
I need to go. I can't afford it, but
they got like a big staff. So like where
no. Hey, hold on. You guys are, this is the misnomer, okay? Until somebody were to call me or call in, that you have no idea whether you can afford it or not. Okay. It's honestly, we turn away very, very few people. We figure it the fuck out.
And
if we can't help the person, we at least figure out travel and coordination for them to get help at somewhere. Like I sometimes I got people where I got a friend's wife and I know the guy doesn't have insurance, doesn't have any money, and I'm like, fuck, I wish I could take. It's just, I mean, I got to also run a business, right? Like it's expensive. We have a high burn rate. Like you see our facility, we are expensive to run. We're not like, so what I'm saying is, but we can also find the best place for what their financial situation is and get them in there. Look, put it this way, if somebody wants help, there is no reason unless even a person in dire financial circumstances, I can get them help.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, because I was going to have my 5 military guys take me out in the middle of the fucking woods for like 10 days and have me eat off the fucking land. That's what I kind of want to do.
So hold on, and like
because there's hot chicks at your place.
I'm not trying to get to like your personal information here, but so you got that going on. You've got the restaurant. So I mean, like, what's your what are you mostly committed to? Like, if you wake up, it's Monday, you got a week full of stuff you got to get done. Like, what are you focused on?
Yeah, what are you doing?
So that's a great question. This kind of wraps back why I'm in New York. I mean, I've been primarily based out of LA for the past 4 years. While being based out of LA, I've done the whole cap raise for the Vail project, which was substantial, $50-60 million in cash and $40 million in debt. That's about 500 flights. That's, hundreds of dinners. That's, going to every fund or shop or bank. I got Henrik Lundqvist is in the deal. He's one of the big boys in the deal. And then I got Marian Gabrick in the deal. Doobie, that cocksucker. If you listen to this podcast, you never came in the deal. I go, now you didn't want to make a 12X, Doobie? You don't want to make a 12X for 24 months?
Brandon Dubinsky?
Yeah.
He's crushing Crosby right now.
He's getting bashed now too. Oh fuck! You better fucking talk to that motherfucker.
Well, what he said wasn't nothing wrong with it.
I say that because Doobie was my roommate on the road, and we were always like Doobie won about 13 Chili's. Doobie's doing fine. Doobie's on his like 78th millionth NHL dollar right now, which is for Brandon Dubinsky. That's fucking dope.
We're getting him on too.
We're getting that motherfucker on, dude.
Doobie's rolling around in his Rolls Royce Wraith in his brick 12,000 square foot mansion on Muirfield right now in Ohio. Okay, like guys, the guys act the code.
Time to talk about our boy Dan Bellman. Ooh. Bellman.com. That's with 2 N's, not one. BEHLMANN.com. Hey, check out the new inventory. Check out the pre-owned vehicles. You looking for a Chrysler, a Dodge, a Jeep, or Ram? How about a Cadillac or a Buick GMC? All in Troy, Missouri. Get your new wheels in time for the winter. Now back to the interview.
What about Boogard? You used to play with Boogie?
Boogie. Yeah.
What? Okay, look. I always talk about my painkiller abuse, man. I was digging in. Even when I was playing with you, I was fucking like thinking about it. Like I was fucking in on it. Like I remember getting hurt. Like it fucked me up, AV. Like you can't believe, dude. I lost a lot of money. I overdosed twice. Poor wife.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Oh my god, dude! Crazy ass shit.
Oh wow!
Two times in my fucking,
I didn't know this.
In my living room, my parents were next door, and they had to get me. I had people coming in town one time. It just was fucked up. Yeah. So it was hardcore. But Boogie had it bad, man. Did you notice that? How was he?
Well, so here's the thing. Boogie was playing a mini with me. Okay, I signed as a free agent in New York. The next year, Gabby's a free agent, and me and Gabby played on the same line with Pav. Dimitra, me and Gabby were very close. He got a Carrera GT. I would get a Ferrari and we go to the track. I mean, we would just like, I wasn't buying new Ferraris as a rookie. You buy like a fucking $120,000 4-year-old one, race it all summer and, sell it. So anyways, you just got to figure it out. If you can't figure it out, you can't figure it out. Anyways, Boogie, Gabby comes to New York and now Boogie's a free agent, and Ron Salser, who's now one of my closest friends, is Gabby's agent, Pav's agent, Boogie's agent. I mean, I golf with Ron like 2 or 3 days a week when I'm in LA. The guy's like,
but he owns a company that Yeager works for now.
Oh, the weed company.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Doesn't he have like
he has
CBD or something?
Yeah, he does.
Ron Salter has sprinkled investments all over. He's in the Vail deal. Yes, he's in the Vail deal. So
is he?
So this is where you're gonna have your mind blown.
Daryl Sadora.
I get traded to Anaheim. Pretty much, I think it was free agent day, July 1st or 2nd, my birthday, to Anaheim. And I'm like, I'm in the Hamptons. I'm on a boat. It's me, Sean, Hillary, and my ex, I think Jessica at the time. And she's all happy because she's like, you know what? I want to move to LA. I'm okay with it. I'm like, it's Anaheim. It's not LA. It's like an hour and 20-minute drive. She's like, no, but we can live in LA. I was like, I got to drive an hour and a half to go to practice. I was like, we made kind of a compromise. We got a house in Manhattan Beach, which is what a lot of guys do. Like George Peros did it. And I just reverse commuted. So I just went up the 405 and, it was 37 minutes to practice. It was an hour and a half home from games. It was a headache, but, we did it. But Boogie rented my apartment. And when Boogie died, he was renting my apartment. So I'm in Anaheim. And the only time I ever knew Boogie was doing opiates, and this is, I'd never had like this project on my mind at the time. I didn't think I had a problem. I mean, I talk to buddies now, they're like, fuck, AD, you were a fucking madman for those 3-4 years in early retirement. Like, you could not be stopped. And it's because I had a tower of power where I would medicate myself on how I wanted to feel. Wake up, take an Adderall, go to the gym, put some Primo in my ass, come home, take a Xanax, want to go out, get some bumps, or really party, do some Molly, come home, take an Ambien.
Molly action. They got good Molly in New York? Because I always think that's like a fucking lake fucking drug. They got the good Molly up there too. You could find anything you want in New York City.
Right. I mean, right now, like I'm in my place. I mean, that's the thing with New York. Like,
what was the heck from
15 minutes?
Now?
In 15 minutes, I could have a pharmacist stop over. In 15 minutes, I could have a pharmacist drop over.
Exactly.
It's
like, 3 o'clock in the morning on a goddamn Sunday on Christmas Eve. I could have somebody drop shit off my house. Like if you had the money and the people, where you just could get whatever you want. It's a fucking recipe for disaster.
Exactly. So, so Boogie called me one time. I was actually he asked me. I was probably like, he'd been renting my place since July. And he goes, hey, VO, do you have a hookup for XYZ? And I was like, I don't. But I'm like, I personally, at the time, just like I said, I didn't do drugs while I played it all. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, who can I hook this guy up with? It sounds like he just wants
feel better.
And also opioids at the time. It's not like now.
Yep.
We're talking 2010 or 11 or whatever it is. And it was like, the guy just wants to have back pain. He wants some fucking. That's how it was addressed to me.
Yeah.
So I try to hook him up. The guy's like, fuck, AV, I don't deal in that shit. I deal in like, $10 blunts. So I'm like, all right, no worries. I'm like, Boogie, I don't. And so I come back to New York. Boogie's renting my place. He signed a year lease with me, and I'm living down at Sean's in Soho,
Avery.
in my place on the Upper West Side. Yeah, Avery. And all of a sudden, Boogie's lease is up with me, and he hasn't got any of his stuff. And I'm like, Boogie, I was like, I'm gonna box up all your stuff. I'm gonna have my cleaning lady box up all your stuff, and I'm gonna leave it downstairs at valet of my building. I go, it'll be sitting there on a cart, because he didn't have much stuff. He rented my place furnished. So boom, I clean it all up, and at the time I'm going through this stuff, and I'm like, fuck, this guy. I was like, what is all this? What's going on with this guy? Like, it was so disheveled. Anyways,
like, what do you mean by that though?
Just very, me personally, I'm a pretty clean, modern guy. Like I like my ducks in a row. My shirts in my closet are white to black. My shoes are clean. Like this was like, I mean, it looked like
you got OCD, AV is what you got, and it's good.
But he's got well, I guess it was. I mean, look, I got still buddies who are not the cleanest guys and like to drop their. Look, I'm at my buddy's house in the Hamptons. It looks like a family lived there. Okay, it looks cozy and warm, and it's not how I would keep everything, but it looks lived in, and like everything's not in the right spot all the time. This was not it. This was like no cleaning lady's been in this place in 3 months. Yeah. Like he had a cigar ashtray. Actually, he had a cigar ashtray, which I have somewhere. I hope it's in storage because it was beautiful. And when he left it, like I didn't even know. Like I had the maid pick up everything up, and then by the end of it, he died basically a week later. He was in rehab. He came home. The way I remember it correctly is he went out with his brother. He drank a ton and then took a Xanax and an Ambien and fell asleep on his back and threw up and died.
Choked on it, probably, right? Yeah, because that's what happens when you're on heroin too. Yep, that's what happens. Yeah, but did John? Time out, real quick. Yeah. Was John? So John Tortorella? Because I heard this. Aves talked about this too. That he didn't do enough with Boogie. Like he did Boogie. Well, you could have known. So explain.
No, I mean, Torts has a short fuse for guys. Okay. Like, here's the thing. Me and Torts did not enjoy me too much. Okay. I think Torts thought I was like a philandering, good looking, like was out in New York City every night and partying, banging supermodels. Yep. And he was always he'd always try and belittle me. But trust me, I was like he would look at me on the ice and like we would almost have like a war sometimes. I got hurt in one fight. I mean, it's the one fight where I actually got hurt.
I didn't fucking hurt you when I didn't hurt you when I piss pumped you in St. Louis. No,
okay. No, I didn't. I get hurt. First of all, I knew I was in
Jovo it. or Mike Smith?
Yeah, but so I'm standing there. No. So I'm standing there. Yeah. And so we're up. I've just beaten the piss out of Malone in Czech. Okay, and then I beat him up in Tampa. And then he's like, he wants it. And we're up 6-3. I hadn't scored in a while. I score a backdoor, and I break my stick over the glass. That's my celly. Cam knows my celly. Yeah. Like, I have a legendary celly that no one's ever taken. Like, I break the stick, I get a new stick. But, like, I break that shit. Anyways, it used to be the headbanger, but it didn't have the same appeal. So, anyways, I'm looking at the bench, and Torts just goes, no, we're up 6-3. There's 2 minutes left. And I'm like, Tort, I don't say no to fights. The thing is, Jacques Lemaire told me at one point, he goes, you have to do these spotlight situations, okay? Anytime you're in the spotlight, you fucking do what you can, because not everyone's – because I ran into Jacques after I came to New York, and I sat down with Jacques before I came to New York. He goes, I might not be here in a year. And Jacques was – when I got traded from the Devils – to the Wild organization, changed my life. Jacques and Mario Tremblay, they'd skate around the ice and warm-ups with me. I mean, it was just different. It's probably how Cam felt early with the Devils.
Or when
going to the Blues. I mean, going to the Blues. You finally got somebody who it's like and I tell you what, every guy in the AHL can probably, with a little bit of confidence and somebody being behind them, can play in the NHL. That's the thing. There's so much talent. It's just guys will not. I mean, I look at, if I wouldn't have got traded to Minnesota and stayed in the Devils organization, I'd be like, I mean, how many buddies do we got, Cam, that never fucking, And
you're 6'4" and you're going bar down and you're loud and like Lou didn't like that though. No, he didn't.
No. So, like I grow my hair out. I'd have some stubble. Like I feel like I got chewed up 3-4 years in the minors for no reason. Like I was like a. But I also know that there was teams offering bundles for me, and they wouldn't take it. They weren't offering first-round picks. But, I mean, I was a 7th-round pick, or whatever I was. Like, whatever. Like,
yeah, but you didn't play in the dub, though. Like, if you would have played in the dub, though, I think that would have helped you. You played in the BCA. So why didn't you play in the fucking... you went to college, too, though, right?
Yeah, you went to college.
Yeah.
No, that's later on.
Yeah, I mean, look. I mean, guys are getting drafted. Guys are getting drafted first, second, third round of the AHL, man. I was a bad kid. I grew up a different way. I got a bunch of guys who are fucking gangsters. Yeah. And I just look, I was never a part of that life, but trust me, like I have 9 best friends. We've grown up since we were like 8, 9, 10 together. They're about it. Okay. They're just, it's like, trust me, they're just still to this day. I always look, I'll see guys, unless I'm in New York and I see a bunch of, Goombas sitting at a table and, we go have some pork together. And I'm like, these are real G's too. These guys, my buddies are they're as real as
Where are you from? Where you from? Vancouver?
Your mom and dad rich? Your mom and dad got money?
Well, I'm from Vancouver. No, I grew up in Wally, BC. Okay. So Wally, BC, look up Wally, BC. Anybody, all Canadians listen to this podcast.
I just looked it up.
He already said his sisters had bunk beds in their rooms.
Time out, AV. I just looked it up. It's like beautiful mountain terrain and lakes. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
You're looking at Vancouver. All right.
Yeah, no. He's looking somewhere else.
It's beautiful.
So you guys all hang out? What do you mean gangsters? Like what kind of? Because we're from St. Louis, man. I mean, there's like different.
Was gangster, dude.
What do you mean? Were you explain that?
Was.
What? Let me explain. What do you?
No, explain like the gangster life, like from
who your buddies,
and like Walleye, British Columbia.
I mean, just everybody was a real one. Okay, everybody was looking to punch somebody out. It was very cutthroat. It was, colleagues, friends, their parents were Hell's Angels, right?
Yeah, I figured that. Hell's Angels stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was
so
that
you're
was
not like stealing like Jordans off of people like
no.
This is like it's not North County, St. Louis. Let's be completely honest.
No. It's I'm using the term gangster just like how gangster.
I got you.
Well, I'm gangster, so I use
that term too.
St. Louis got applied to this.
Yeah, I get you.
I get you. That makes sense.
So okay, so you're doing great right now.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is with you, AV, without playing a ton of games, without making a shit ton of money in NHL, you monetize your motherfucking career.
And he's doing this thing right now.
You motherfucking monetize it, and you.
No. I think honestly, sometimes I think about it and I say, you know what? I am like probably the best NHL player who played the least amount of games, who is the most respected in rooms everywhere. And I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? You know what I mean? It was like if anybody, I'll be honest. Sometimes I look at my stats and I'm like, fuck, I act like I played 1,000 games and I had 600 goals sometimes.
Me too.
And you want to know why? It's because I fought for my team. You know what? So Adam Graves came up to me one time. I'm playing in New York and Torts comes and Torts scratches me for 30 straight games to end the year.
God.
And 30 straight games. So I'm leading the Rangers in power play goals. Rennie gets fired. We're skating around. Not only am I moved off the second unit, I'm moved out of the lineup. He's like, I'm going to go with who I like. We're going to make the playoffs. He goes, just stay ready. Nobody gets injured the rest of the year. I'm on 30 straight games of scratches. And then Sean does the squirt in the guy's face or whatever. And then Drury gets hurt. So I play the last 3 games of the Washington series, where we lose in game 7. We're up 3-1. We're like party time already. We're like at the Ritz-Carlton, Central Park South. We have the whole banquet room. Like, we're not allowed to see our wives. So it's just like girls coming through all day long. Like, honey, you can't come. But all these girls are just stopping by, right? Anyways, long story short, Gravy comes up to me and goes, AV, just you win the crowd at the Garden. You almost like gladiator type shit, win your freedom. He's like, just fucking anytime you're in the lineup, start. So I started fighting and scrapping. And I always loved to scrap. Cam knows we came up together. Like, there's no, you probably thought it was like, man, this guy's 6'5", 193 pounds.
AV, you're going bar down, motherfucker. You're scoring 20. Who are you kidding? You're on first time per easy. You didn't need to fight.
Yeah, but I was still fighting. I
know you were.
And gambling.
So maybe that's like, so if you had to do it all over again, you would have focused on more on like the other shit. Maybe not fight as much.
No, what I should have said was I should have controlled my destiny a little more. As soon as I heard that, what I should have said is called my agent, said, find me a place where I can go play. The thing is, I love to fight. I tell you what, I'd rather knock a guy out than score a goal. When a goal gets scored, it's like this, that. There's a fight. I fight Kyle Clifford when I'm in Anaheim. And in Anaheim, it's the biggest, probably the best, most skilled I ever was. I went to Anaheim. I train every day. They have a whole nutritionist. I'm in the gym all day. They got a skills guy. And I come into camp, and I'm like, fuck, let's rock. And they got me playing with Getzlaff and Perry, Bobby Ryan and this guy. And then, boom, next thing you know, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is what I should have done.
I know.
A year ago.
I know.
This is called my agent, said, look, all they want me to, I'm getting told now, because I want to be here so bad. I got a year left on my deal. And that's why Slats, I love Slats. Slats lives in Palm Springs. I'm out in Palm Springs about 3 months a year. I ran into him at dinner the other night. Slats called me, goes, AV, these guys have been trying to trade for you for 2 years. They've offered me a fucking bundle at times. He goes, I love you. He goes, go earn another deal, okay? Get out there. Murray loves the way guys like you play. I swear, I got out there. Getzlaff didn't like me. I wasn't like a Getzlaff guy. I was like,
why? Wait.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's cool as shit. And he had his fucking Bentley. He did his shit. Why didn't he like you? Were you too much for him?
You know what? I'd have. You know what? I'm not sure, but Tamu loved me. We had a good group. Bobo was my boy. Bobo was like my little brother. Lucas Spiza. Loops was there. Like, we had good dudes. We had a stacked team. But
what kind of car was Solani driving back then?
Yeah, he had everything.
Geo
he had the
Metro.
Maybach, he had the Raris. He has stackers in his garage in Orange County. So he has. If you go to his garage, he's got 3 bays, but then he's got stackers on each bay. So you'll go Murcielago, 488, Maybach. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
weather
the guy owns 60. The guy owns 60 acres looking down at the ocean in Orange County 60? With horses and shit. The guy's
60 acres.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Jesus.
The guy's. I mean, plus the guy's handsome, the best teammate, the best captain. Like, fucking. I mean, I can't.
Was he married the whole time? Like, is he married at a young age? Because he could have wheeled so many fucking broads.
Yeah, no, he could have wheeled so much, but you know what? Yeah, I can say this. I played with, call it, between me and you, Cam, we played with like 500, 1,000 guys. And I'll be honest, I don't know too many guys who haven't cheated. I can name like 4 or 5. Dean McCammond, Zach Parisi, fucking Timu Solani.
Yep.
They're on like a short list. You know what I mean? Chris Drury.
We play with a lot of guys here, AD. We're calling a lot of guys out here, AD.
D. McCammon.
D. McCammon's like very religious.
Very
Christian as shit.
He used to like.
Oh, he's with Jesus.
He used to
Cam,
sing Christian songs
Jesus,
behind me.
man.
Sam, you know what I do when I get texted now? I just say, oh shit, I'll call back. I'll say your name.
I forgot your name. I can't. We only have an hour and a half on the fucking podcast. I can't name everybody. No,
right.
Hey, AV, you're right.
Okay. So a lot of people don't know this story, but I'll tell you probably one of the most upsetting moments ever of my lifetime. Okay, this is ever, and this is I just got reminded of this by Anaheim, and I forget about stuff. But we're in Denver, father's trip, so we go Chicago, Denver, and we're in a bar, and so you guys know, like, when you're in a smaller city, I'll call a place. This is what I'll do. I'll call a place. I'll make sure they have a setup.
Yep.
And boom, next thing you know, we're at a club after the game. Yep. The fathers are in town, so I'm trying to show my dad, like, I sent him to Louis Vuitton. I got him G'd up from the feet up because he's a bricklayer. He's like a normal, and there are a bunch of doctors and lawyers on the dads on the team. I liked him. Had dad look dapper, right? So boom, next thing you know, Corey Perry gets bottled by a Magnum because he's talking to some guy's girl, a local girl in Denver. So I walk over, I ping the guy. Then his friend walks up, I ping him. Then so long story short, we get in this brawl, but 2 guys are laying flat, and we're just like, we take it to the streets, and it's snowing in Denver. It was kind of cute. So we're in a back alley right on that main strip. So we go back to the hotel, and then we're practiced at Denver University the next day, and Carlisle comes out. He goes, "Fuck, AV, all you guys, I heard you guys fucking caused havoc last night."
Oh God.
But he goes, "I'm glad you stuck together. But like, what the fuck?" And I'm like, all right, fuck, all right. So I'm like, I wasn't even a part of it. Okay. I came in and regulated. Like, what the fuck? Right. I'm like, I get it. He's upset that anything happened. I get it. But like, what are we going to do? Just let us get all bottled? Like, you know what? Bottle me next. Bottle, we show up to practice the next day. Like, what happened? Oh, we just let ourselves get bottled. Like, all right, fuck off. So anyways, I'm in Tiny's. The next year, the lockout year. Is it lockout year? Yeah. Whatever it is. I'm at my restaurant. I leave, and I get a phone call from my partner, mine and Hank's partner. Because AV, a letter just came from him. He looks important. He goes, I know important because he's got multiple businesses. He's from a good family, went to a good school. I was like, fuck. I was like, open it up. He's like, you are being sued for $1.2 million. You punched out. And so this is like a year later. So I read the deposition. So I have to hire an attorney now. This cost me $170,000.
Oh God!
Cash. This cost me $170,000 in cash. Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah. So I ended. No, you're gonna love the story. So Getzlaff settled. Okay. So because they sued Getzlaff, Cam Fowler, Aaron Voros, the Anaheim Ducks. Anaheim Ducks settle. Obviously, their insurance probably paid it. Getzlaff settles. Obviously, he probably has liability insurance or personal insurance. Cam settles. I start reading these depositions. You know what? None of us threw punches, and they identified me because you couldn't see me head on. You just saw a Yankees hat and a punch thrown. So all of a sudden, we start going down, and it's about to go to trial. And these guys, it's not trial. I'm not being. The cops didn't even take a police report. But it's about to go to civil action, and all of a sudden the judge says, award and the defendants. So he has to pay all my attorney's fees, all my shit. So I'm in New York one day. So this fast forwards. I'm in New York one day in court. I'm retired now. This is like 2013. I'm probably like mid on one. Corey Perry calls me. He goes, hey, B. He's drunk. I can tell. They're playing the Rangers the next night, and he goes, "Hey, you know what? I got to tell you." He goes, "The boys in Getsy say sorry. We shouldn't have left you on that fucking line." And I said, "I forget what I said. I'm not even sure if I acknowledged it, but I remember being on the call, and I was like, looking out the window, and it's like in my memory because it's like you have forks in your life where like big shit happens.
Yeah,
you get sued for 1.2. You do that, but you're on the good side of principle. As long as you're on the good side of principle, I feel like the universe and karma will look after
gets you.
Hey,
Karma comes back.
Did you win the lawsuit? Like, did it ever get that far or no?
Yeah. I won everything. I won everything. I mean, yeah.
Did it cost you money?
I didn't counter to him. Yeah, I got $50,000 back. So I was in it for $70,000. It cost me $70,000 to knock out the two guys who bottled Corey Perry.
What do you mean bottle? They hit him with a bottle? They hit him with a
bottle?
bottle, or he was shit-faced? Like, what do you mean?
I'm confused on that.
Oh, no. So what happened was we're at this Denver bar upstairs where you walk. Cam's probably been there before. There's only 3 bars in Denver. It's not like New York. Where
Denver's 80. Changed, man. Denver's changed big time.
I don't remember because my mind was right in Denver.
Yeah.
Don't remember.
So when you walk in, they blocked up the whole rear section with a red rope. And, like, we're with our dad. So, but, the dads, Cam knows this, this, the dads are just as bad as the boys, if not worse, because they're their first time in like 3 years since the last father's trip, because it goes dad, mom, dad, right? So it's like 3 calendars, but like actually, maybe 700 days. He's like, finally. So I walk in and I'm actually in the back smoking a cigar with, I think George Peros was back there with me, and I forget who else.
Lindsay Lohan.
Everybody kind of froze. Nobody else fucking got in it. And I was like,
Secret
that you're gonna just make love to that night.
Hey, the Miss Universe. Right? Who's the Miss Universe you dated? What was her name?
What do you mean?
Miss Universe. I saw a story about something.
The hottest chick ever.
Online about something about like former Miss Universe. Did you hang out?
What I tell you, if you guys want to do your own research, do your own research. But I only mention names of girls that are important, okay? And that's like ex-wives and girlfriends of more than 5 years that their father are fucking studs.
And they're like,
their fathers are billionaires. I got you.
That's when you know you're a wheel, when you still hang out with the fathers. I know.
That's the thing. If I start settling, if I start mentioning other names, you know what you end up? You end up with not what you're looking for.
No,
and that's
exactly.
what I'm looking for.
Don't do that.
AV, dude, you're the fucking man.
Tell your father-in-law we're calling him next.
No, actually, you're hanging out. Can I hang out with you?
And
like,
Gabrick.
what are we doing?
Gabrick.
Anytime. Hey,
what do you want to do?
If you either you text me, tell me whether I'm in LA, Colorado, New York, the Hamptons, fuck.
AV, we may hire you.
I love it.
Hire me to come to your fucking rehab center for like 40 days for free. Hire me for that and I'll hang out with people.
He likes free golf.
No, I just...
I love free golf. Free golf is... there's not much... I mean, if I could just... I said this yesterday. I said, Massimo, my boy... He's the managing director of like Sumitomo Matsui Bank. Okay, so like a big job, $50 billion under management, houses in Hawaii, Palm Beach, the Hamptons, New York, and he's just like, I was like, you know what, Massimo, you've hacked life. Like, look at your life. Like, you're a Ferrari driving, 4-home having, golf ball hitting. Like, the guy runs a ball down the center every day, and his wife's hot. And I'm like, man. He's like, all right, just keep working, man. Just keep working.
Keep working.
Hey, work.
Keep working. Keep working that father-in-law.
Are you gonna last question.
Exactly.
Are you getting married and you gonna have kids? Are you just a business motherfucker?
Well, that's a loaded question, Kay.
That's a loaded question.
Don't get too deep into it.
He's not the journalist.
I chill in a country club.
All right,
so
the elevator pitch, 30, 90 seconds is, I would say, if I would have met the love, which I probably already met, right? There's only been 3 or 4 girls,
300 times.
But 3 or 4 girls of long-term relationships. Yeah, you want to get into numbers? We can talk numbers, but we had 3 or 4 girls that like actually meant something, where I was like, I look back and I'm nostalgic about it, right?
Yeah,
I say, if I would have found that, just like Zach found his girl, like I look at my long-term friends that I was in it since we were 18, 19 together doing camps. Cam, I'm not sure Cam's situation, but like there's people. I never settled down, so I look at guys, and I always said, like, man, I always found the girl annoying eventually. And I was like, man, why is she annoying me now? I was like, I want to do this. I have also lived on my own since I was 15 in Canada. I moved to play junior. Yeah. I never had a girlfriend ever. Girls didn't like me. I was poor, tall, skinny. And then boom, all of a sudden I'm in the NHL and girls love me.
And a gangster.
I'm like, they love me now.
And you're a gangster.
You're
too.
fucking making it rain at a young age. Who are you kidding?
Look at you.
Hey, AV, before I let you go, you're right on that. And we got to go. Yeah. But you're right, though. When you go into the locker room and all the guys are like, fucking don't get fucking married. I'm fucking, and you were like, oh, okay, I won't. And I didn't. Yeah. And then I just got married 2 years ago when I'm like 30 something. And Kate and I love it. Like, then we're doing good. But I listen to guys. I'm like, I'm not getting married. I'm fucking chilling. I'm going to do my fucking bullshit. Karma's going to kick me in the ass. And I have to regroup from that and then become a good soul. And that's what I did. I'm a good soul now, AV.
Hey, you've been great, though, man. Honestly.
You're the best.
No doubt. Thanks for having me, guys.
And we will do this again. And
shoot me the info on this stuff. I'm not good with the whole. I don't do podcasts or anything like. Hey, I mean, I get on them, but I don't know how to find them.
Motherfucker,
so shoot it to me.
I'm shooting you my goddamn number, and I'm coming to hang out. Don't worry about the fucking podcast.
Are you on Instagram and all that?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Okay, Aaron Voros.
I find
like the Bible.
We're gonna. No, I'm shooting you some like hair products and shit. We got a bunch of sponsors, hats. You need to put that shit up on Instagram.
I follow on Facebook. We're Facebook friends. Okay, love you, AV. We're hanging out soon. See you.
Sounds good, brother.
All right. See you, man.
See you, buddy.
All right, that was Aaron Voros, man. Again, like I said, he's funny. He's entertaining. He's got a lot of personality. And, we needed a guest like that. We've got some other good ones coming up, too. So we appreciate him for joining us. And we wish him all the best, man. He's doing some good things, helping people with rehab centers in Vail, Colorado. That's a sick-ass facility, by the way.
Yeah.
If anybody is in need of something like that, he said they'll never turn anybody away, even though it costs some money, but they figure out a way to get you in there.
Yeah, they do.
You can't come. So, again, check it out, and we'll have some information on that on our social media feeds as well. So we're glad Aaron Voros, man. He's fun. He's got some stories. He liked to party, whatever. He hung out with like celebrity girls and all that. But at the end of the day, he's doing some cool stuff too, Cam.
Yeah, and he's an entrepreneur, and he's going to come out and he's going to come visit when everything kind of opens up a little bit more. He's going to come out and visit with the guys, maybe play a little golf. Hey, he's fun, dude. He's interesting. I like to pick his brain on some shit. Not gonna lie to you. I like guys that go above and beyond, and business guys like that business acumen that they have. And like, I don't know. I'd like to fucking be a sponge and see how they do different things, man. Keep an open mind, dude. Like those guys they're just in the mix with different companies and stuff. And it's just interesting to me. And I want them out. I want them out here. Let's play some golf. I need to talk to you.
We're going to get him on again, too. He's like a guy that we'll get on again, too. He's got more stories. It's funny because I've told a few people that we had him on. I wish I would have talked to those people before we had him on. Like, they had some amazing stories that I wish we would have brought up.
Brooksy called it. Alex Brooks, like, you got Voros on. I'm like, hell yeah. So Brooksy played with us, too. He was a captain. Brooksy's fucking awesome, by the way. Give him a little shout out.
A little shout out to Alex Brooks. All right, so Aaron Voros on this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast. Hope people enjoyed that. It's always brought to you by CarShield. 800-857-2481, carshield.com. Mention the promo code CAM, and you'll save 10%. Cam, 10%. That's what you'll save when you mention Cam. You'll save 10%. If you want a different deal, maybe even a better, just hit me up on like direct messenger or shoot me a Cameo or something, and we can make that happen for you too. My Cameo is blowing up, by the way. I'm ranked in the top 10 in the country, by the way.
I did a Cameo for the Car Shield hockey team, and I did it, and I fucking, it's like all kinds of different things I had to say, and I brought it, and it's like a 3-minute clip of just going, right? So you don't want to do it again. Kind of like what we do with the intros and outros. Like, you just don't want to fucking redo it. So I did it, and I sent it over to JP Bielson. The goddamn thing's upside down. I'm like, fuck. I'm like,
How does that happen?
I don't know. But I called my girl Jess from Cameo.
Yeah.
Cool as shit, by the way. And she's like, I'll fix that. Yoink. And she fixed it, and it was fine. But then I think they lost. I bet you either they're going to be, either they're going to do really well, or they're going to be like a fucking walking 5-minute major, because I think they played it right before the first game and things like that. So hopefully they did okay. But that was fun, giving a little pump out speech for the Bice.
Yeah, no, it's good you did that.
Yeah.
Well,
they paid me $50, but yeah, of course I'll do it.
But again, my Cameo is ranked, I think, in the top 10.
Yeah, I heard it was
right now.
For mostly female. It's mostly female requests. Like, my wife loves you. Yeah. Can you please say that you guys are friends? I think like that kind of stuff. Like, a lot of my daughter just turned 22, Insta model. She just wants a little shout out for her birthday.
Well, she just wants me to like say goodnight.
Good night to her. Yes, that's my problem. I'm like, good night. That's all I need, Cam. Like, okay.
No, she's like, hey, can you just like, can you read me a story? Or
no, Kate's like, oh, fuck, another Insta model wants you to do a cameo for him. I'm like, God, I'm like, what do we do, Kate? It's money. Somebody's got to cut this grass. It's not going to be me. These Insta models, man, they just want birthday shout outs like crazy, dude.
I had one guy, it was a couple actually. They asked me for a cameo, and they couldn't figure out how to use their bear spray. So
really?
They wanted me to just show it to them on the video, just like show them how to use it. But we're ranked in the top 10, and I am.
Who's we? You and Cameo?
No, just my Cameo is ranked in the top 10 in North America, and it's on discount right now. It's on sale.
Yeah, it's $3.
Yeah, so be sure to check that out.
Actually, it's free now. You didn't hear?
Carshield.com. Check that out. Bellman.com, BEHLMANN.com. Check out all the inventory, new cars, used cars. They want to buy your car. Again, we've dealt with other car people. There is nobody that is the same as our boy Dan Bellman. He is truly
the man.
The man. I was talking to somebody about him the other day at the rink after practice. He's like, oh, yeah, I just bought my truck there, dude. He gave me the best deal. This guy has amazing customer service. There is no other place, no other alternative in St. Louis, man, to go to. If you're looking for a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Cadillac.
You know what I want. You know what I want.
Don't even bring it up.
You know what I want.
Don't even go there.
That fucking dually, what's up? Diesel engine, like a shit kicker.
Nobody drives those.
That's what shit kickers drive, damn it.
Nobody drives.
In Saskatchewan, those fucking farm boy shit kickers up there fucking driving around with them cowboy hats on, and they're fucking badass.
Hey,
I want to be them.
We had a listener. They sent me a package. It's like a Saskatchewan Rough Riders hat.
Oh,
hat.
Oh,
I'm giving it to you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, because I want the other CFL team Rough Riders. I like the other Rough Riders better.
And it has matching Saskatchewan Rough Rider gloves, so you can wear that next winter. Yeah. So I want you to wear them. You got to wear them together, though, Cam. You can't wear one or the other. You got to wear them together.
I'll wear them, dude. I love my buddies up there, man. Those guys, I'm telling you,
you can be a sassy
Cowboys. I bet you, Brian Sutter. I know he's Alberta, but those guys all have dualies, dude. I'm telling you, those shit-kicking farmers have fucking dualies.
Cam, he's got like 7,000 acres. He needs a dually.
I know.
That's got a small yard with a huge golf course with no furniture.
Can't I look cool though? I just want it to be in my driveway so people think I'm a farmer, which I'm really not. I can't even cut my own grass. I'm fucking pathetic. But if I drive around that thing, I'm awesome.
I'm not dealing with this with you. With this whole thing. You don't need one. That's not for you. It's a waste of a dually. Like somebody out there needs it.
That could be true. That actually could be true. I don't waste a fucking dually on me. I don't do shit.
Again, daredevil.com. Protect your kid. Protect yourself. Daredevilhockey.com, I should say. Check that. daredevilhockey.com. Mention the promo code Cam and Strick, all caps, and you're going to save 25% off your purchase. You saw PK Subban get sliced. I don't even like use the word laceration. He was like sliced. His leg was sliced, and that could have been prevented if he had the proper gear on. Daredevilhockey.com. I guarantee you he won't do that again. Come on, PK. Be smart, man.
Get on it.
Be an example for everybody else. Mention the promo code Cam and Strick, all caps. Like I said, you're going to save 25% with Daredevil Hockey. All right. We got to roll, man. That was Aaron Voros. Hope people enjoyed that. Check out camandstrick.com for all the latest episodes. You got our Instagram, our Twitter, at Cam and Strick Pod. You have any
Facebook?
Hey, Facebook, man. You want to just hang out and shoot us a message, man. Love it when we hear from our listeners at all times.
Yep.
We've got some good episodes coming up for you very, very soon as we get into the playoffs. We appreciate Aaron Voros joining us on the Cam and Strick podcast.